Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Quotables. Today we are going to be talking about the Spider-Man movie from 2002, not to be confused with Spider-Man Homecoming, not to be confused with The Amazing Spider-Man, and not to be confused with Spider-Man Into the Multiverse. No, this is the OG Tobey Maguire version. But before we get into it, I want to introduce my co-host, Ernie.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I am the co-host. I am Ernie.
Yes.
And as always, I am joined by my co-host, Lex.
Yes. Hello. Ernie, we got a little special episode today.
Yes, we do.
For the first time in Quotables history, we have a guest. Mr.
Yay!
Jeffrey Kang is here.
What's up, y'all?
Yes,
Thank you guys for having me on this special movie. This
Special movie.
very special movie. Right
Now,
here.
saying pick this movie, may I ask why you chose this movie?
Spider-Man 1. This was the first American movie I think I remember watching.
Oh,
That's
okay. By
awesome.
the way,
Seriously.
Sang is of ethnic
Yeah.
origins.
Yes, sir. I am not from this country. I am of South Korea.
He is not from this earth.
Representing.
Yeah.
Representing.
And I actually have a VHS of Spider-Man 1 in my house, but it's
I
like the
didn't know
Korean
that.
version.
Yeah, I remember.
pretty
He
cool.
actually
Yeah.
showed me.
I
And
didn't even
I was like,
realize.
we need to watch this.
Yeah.
I was
Fucking
like,
A.
The title's all in like Korean
it's
and
so
stuff.
sick. Dude.
It's
I
all-
love when-
Yeah.
And this is something.
That's
This is funny. A little side note because I actually have Spider-Man VHS in Spanish as well,
Oh,
which is really
shit.
fun because I
And
forgot
I
to tell
actually
you that.
have it in English.
Dang,
The
trifecta.
trifecta. But
The
no, it's funny
trifecta.
because like we bought it at like the Swap Meet and it was like in
Mhm.
Spanish.
Is it dubbed in Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So
it's
we
a
were
just
bootleg
subtitles.
version a little
No,
bit.
this one was just a dubbed in Spanish. So whoever they had like actors that actually did.
That's
Dang.
fucking
Unless it was
sweet.
I that's how I recall it. Unless it was like the person who sold it, they did their own dubbed version of it.
Ricky Martin as Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's probably like big celebrities in Mexico.
Maybe
Probably.
because there's like celebrities in like different languages that are really big
Oh,
for like
yeah.
voices,
Hmm.
Yeah,
but
of
just we
course.
don't know them.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
continue.
Spider-Man, the very first one of the one that kicked off like that superhero era, but besides like X-Men and like
Yeah.
a couple before it. But I think this is the one that like did it really just well. Well, at the time.
Definitely.
We'll get more into it later.
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask it.
I want to say something
Say it.
before because I usually like kind of like talking about the movie itself and how I felt about it. But like this movie was one of my favorites overall. Like
Of the
of
Spider-Man
any
series?
Spider-Man. I think
Even
Tobey-
including the new ones.
Yeah, because I think Tobey Maguire did the best job as Peter Parker, like
Really?
hands down
Wow.
to me.
I
Interesting.
think I'll
Because
talk about
he-
that
he-
later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we get into it. But and just watching this movie again, it was fun because like a lot of the new movies are very dark. You know, that's what they
Yeah,
want to
they
be.
went
And
to
this
that
one was
darker
more
route.
like, oh, like this was fun to watch. Like I had a great time.
Dude, I would
Yeah.
kind of disagree.
Really?
Like low
I
key,
didn't
I
hear
feel
this.
like the newer ones, like it's like the plot is more complex.
Yeah.
But the Peter Parker itself or himself is like more serious in the Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, let's bring that to the end. I
Okay,
think we'll
for
bring
sure.
that to the
Yeah,
end.
yeah,
We can talk
definitely. I
about
just
that.
I love that. That's great.
yeah.
Get out of my podcast.
But saying, I know you're a big time listeners, listen to every episode at least 3 times, knows all the words.
Yep.
Um,
7 times.
feel free as we go through this movie. You can interrupt at any time you want.
Okay.
Like no,
I will.
No offense will be taken.
I will.
So stop me. Ernie always says, "If I may stop you for a second."
I got some
saying
hot
that.
takes.
I
I got
like
some
saying
hot
that
takes.
because it makes me feel it makes me feel like I'm obliging them
Yeah,
to
no,
hear me
yeah,
speak.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
just talk.
Just,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no,
You know what? This is my podcast.
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
You know
boy.
what I mean?
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
he's
talk.
done.
I am the
Feel
podcast
free, guys.
now.
Yeah, feel free.
So let's get started.
All right.
So we get this old school, hype with the intro credits. I remember watching this in the theater and just being stoked. Like I was just like, oh, dude.
Dang.
Danny Elfman did the sound.
Oh,
Yeah. You can hear that. It's awesome.
It's good. No, yeah, I keep doing
Yeah.
this X-Men song.
They don't
And then-
make the credits like they
Like
used
they
to.
used to.
No,
Yeah,
that's
we
very
talk about
different.
that in past movies too,
Yeah.
but. And they had the design, it's all web. It's crazy that
Yeah.
the design of the Spider-Man logo was the PlayStation 3 like logo. That's how they came out. That's where they got it from.
Really?
Yeah, I read that.
Sony.
Sony.
Oh, 'cause
yeah.
it's
Oh, that's
Sony.
true.
That's right.
Oh,
Theory,
shit,
bro.
That makes sense.
Blast from
We've
the past.
cracked it.
It's
We've
saying
cracked
saying's a regular now.
Yeah.
Uh,
dude.
So
I know.
then we get Tobes. Who am I? You sure you want to know?
I forgot about that.
I forgot about this too. So the story of my life is not for the faint of the heart. If somebody
Ah.
says it was a happy little tale, if somebody told you I was your average ordinary guy with not a care in the world, somebody lied. But let me assure you, this is like any story worth telling is all about a girl. That girl the girl next door. Oh,
Damn.
that's a sweet little intro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that scene. I don't know why.
You
And
just
I just
watched
saw
it?
the movie.
I know it's
Dude,
funny.
I
No,
wrote
I
down
forgot about it too.
Tobey Maguire narration. I put a happy face next to it.
Happy
yeah.
Because
Days.
it's just the nostalgia of him like talking through the movie.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
it's-
remember that happening. So
Yep.
we get the intro to MJ, the girl next door. It sounds like a little porno for you know, and as we see later, he's a little horny. He's like,
Mm.
he's
The window scene.
yeah, but I
Where
don't
he's
know.
looking through the window. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, talking about that, it's been years since I've seen this movie.
Same. Yeah.
And then he's like, the woman I've loved before I even like girls.
Mm.
What? I don't know. I don't know what he means
Maybe
by
like
that.
boys.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
maybe he's on before I like the girl. So we get the intro. You know, he's like, I wish I can tell you that was me, and I wish I could tell you. You know, looking at everybody on the bus, and then he's like, no, that's me, and he's chasing the bus.
What about
Even
that
the
fat
driver's
guy?
laughing.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
fat guy.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
So the two
Okay, go
things.
ahead.
No,
Yeah.
you're fine. You can interrupt me. The fat guy eating the donut,
Yep.
and why is that guy? Why is the guy laughing at him?
The
Like,
bus driver?
Yeah, he would be fired.
Yeah,
bro. He
exactly.
would be
Like,
fired.
oh yeah,
He's screaming, "Stop the bus!" You know.
Yeah,
That's like
he's
classic.
snapping.
Stop the bus! Stop the bus!
yeah. It's like it's fucking
Dude,
weird.
and when he gets in the bus, the kids are so mean to him.
yeah, not
Still.
even the
And they
chubby
throw
guy's all,
shit-
like even the nerdiest guy is like, no, you can't fucking say it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's so sad, but they don't really explain why. Like people hate him so
Yeah,
much.
it's
He's just-
funny how they depict like kids in high school in the movies of like this time
Yeah.
as just like straight up assholes.
yeah.
Because
Oh,
like
yeah.
I don't remember people being that mean in high
To
school.
anyone.
You know what I'm
else.
saying?
Sure.
To anyone, even if
No.
they hated them.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I mean?
true. Like
I-
everyone,
So I
like
found that funny.
collectively, is like, fuck this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullies. Yeah, the bullies trip him.
Yep.
So this is where they go to this. It's like a research facility for their field trip, and MJ and Peter share an awkward hello, but and complete with like in Tobey Maguire's sweet little smile he does. But she's actually saying hi to her friend.
Oh,
Take a shot for every awkward moment Peter has with.
Oh my
MJ.
god! And can I say
Right.
something about this real
Of
quick?
course.
Okay.
Peter Parker. This is why I like him as Peter Parker. He does such a good job conveying a guy who is shy and likes a girl. Like, have you guys ever
True.
had a crush on a girl? Sometimes you're like
No,
the words
explain.
don't get, the words don't come out. Like you just kind of you know you're
awkwardness.
scared, you're awkward.
Yeah,
and you don't
yeah,
try
And
to
that
be.
and in Peter Parker, he's like an awkward.
He's an
like-
awkward guy.
Yeah,
That's
but-
how you see. And I think he.
But
conveys that
I
character
would
so
say,
well.
I mean, we'll get more into it later. But I would say he does a good Peter Parker, but not a good Spider.
No, same.
Mhm.
I agree as
But
well.
anyway, okay. Well, let's
Continue.
so yeah. So they show the awkward thing, and then we get an intro to Harry, played awfully by James Franco. Because
You think it was awful?
James
See,
Franco is not. I mean, this one is not bad.
Yeah.
But as it progresses, they
It gets
make
worse.
his character just worse. I mean, especially the third one, which I can't wait to get into.
They
Oh,
changed it. They changed it up too much.
Yeah, he just
that
got like.
character.
I might be mistaken, but like he does like just get worse. Like he does.
Yeah,
Like
he gets
me and him
progressively
agree. What do
worse.
you think? I kind of want to ask you that. You like him? I'm assuming you.
No, this is my favorite Harry because I mean I feel like when I saw this movie, James Franco to me was
Mhm.
Harry Osborne
Okay.
for a cool minute. Now
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like he's doing all that other stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But like I feel like
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me
He got
he was
way
like
bigger,
that
of course.
character.
See,
I
and
mean, And the other movies, the Harry Osborns are just
kind of a little
weird.
lame.
They're a little weird.
I
bro.
like I liked him as a Harry Osborne for a bit because like I know he has good acting chops. Like he did a
he's-
James
yeah.
Dean movie and like he's great in it. And you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like
No, he's
this
not a bad
movie-
actor, but
he's
this
not
movie,
bad in the movie. But like and like I said, like the second one comes and then he is so good. You know, like you'll see
that's
the
the third one, that's
you
the
know
third
oh,
one.
the third
Yeah,
one. I mean,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you know
Got
you'll
it,
start
But I
seeing
mean,
how-
but to be fair, the third one, kind of all the actors take a
True.
downward slope.
Yeah,
for some
yeah.
reason, yeah. Continue, Costa.
Anyway, so and then we get also an intro to Norman Osborn, which is played by the over the top Willem Dafoe, who's just always sweet. Everything you see him, he's just always
Mhm.
over the top, just
Yep.
crazy.
Oh
but
my-
he's sweet.
Yeah.
Harry's embarrassed to be a rich kid, but somehow him and Pete are friends at least, because I guess they're just maybe both outcast. I don't know. Norman gets introduced to Peter. He's like, "I'm a bit of a scientist myself," and I feel like I always see
Yeah.
that on the internet. And
That's
stuff.
like a big.
He's always looking smug.
yeah, he's
throughout
got
this
that
whole
sweet little
movie.
song. He got
He's
that sweet
always
schmirg.
Yep.
Peter's like, he doesn't seem too bad, and he's like, yeah, not if you're a genius. I think he wants to adopt you, Harry.
that was
They're
good.
both like good awkward characters. Like I think they play
Yeah.
well off each other.
Good high
um,
school kids.
So they're in this little spider institute. So we cut to the Flash Thompson, who's getting all sexy with MJ, and she looks at Pete, awkward look again. He's just like he's just always staring in the
Yeah.
background, like weirdly.
He
'Cause
plays that
he wants it.
beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
oh yeah, he
sure,
wants it.
yeah.
He's a horn dog.
You know what? When I read your notes,
Taking the
I thought you were
pictures.
saying It cuts to Flash. He has sexy ass. And I was like, damn, yeah.
Dude,
That
I
too.
recognize him.
Yeah,
like he's in some like
Yeah, he's a lot
TV
of shit.
sitcoms.
He's
and
in a lot of
stuff.
stuff.
I
He's
believe
in
he's,
Magic Mike.
he's Deathstroke as well.
Yeah, he's Deathstroke.
But I didn't
He's a
know.
big-
Yeah, but when I saw him too, it was just like
That
that's the
guy's,
only
like,
thing I
super
knew.
beat-
He's
beefed up.
married to Sofia Vergara, I believe.
Yeah,
Oh,
he is,
really?
he is.
Yeah, from.
Oh, he just did an ad for Liquid Death too.
I
He
believe.
just did like a little
Yeah.
thing. With that. Okay.
He's a good actor. He's funny, dude. He's a good
good.
dude.
He's not bad.
Flash Thompson.
So the
Flash
lady
Thompson.
introduces a spider that can jump to catch its prey, such as scorpions, rhinos, goblins, or sandmen. I shouldn't say that.
You know what I'm saying?
And then Peter's like, for a school paper? And then that dickhead just like pushes him like as he's taking a picture. Why
Yeah.
are they so like I don't
They're
know, it's
so
just
mean
weird.
to
They're
him.
just why do they like
I kept questioning that the whole time
he's
too.
just dude, come on,
Yeah,
he's just
yeah.
trying to take a picture, like leave him alone. And even Harry's like, leave him alone. And Flash is like, or what? And then Flash's boyfriend's like, or his father will fire your father. They're all laughing.
He should have been like, hell yeah.
And they
dude.
high five each other all sweet, you know, like such a
They're all
sweet little
gay
burn.
about it.
They they casted the bullies perfectly.
all
though.
happy.
Yeah,
the
they
way they
did.
look and shit.
And then he's like, what daddy's gonna do? Sue me? And Flash. And then I love this teacher. He's just super sweet. He's like, what's going on? Next person who talks will fail this course. I kid you not. He's like, that's a harsh punishment, bro. Like, I don't know. Like,
He's serious, man.
He's
tired.
super serious.
He's
Serious.
at that point, he's tired.
yeah, but they just started.
You'll have those kids in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well say it.
I'm raining down on them too.
And then Peter's like, those guys are jerks. And you hear the lady who's giving the tour in the background say a spider sense. Crowd goes nuts. Okay, no, they don't.
I went nuts.
I know everyone's like, ah! That's what I mean, the theater crowd.
Yeah.
So some spiders change colors to blend into their environment. It's a defense mechanism that Peter's telling Harry. And then Harry's like, Peter, what makes you think I want to know that?
Yeah.
And then he's like, who wouldn't? You know, he's just like, so like he wants to be a
Yeah.
spider
And
so
he
bad.
jacks him.
He jacks him,
Harry
bro.
jacks him.
Because he
bro.
right next, he's like, you
So
gonna talk?
hard.
He's like, you gonna talk to her? He's like, no, come on, you talk to her. He's like, all right, Harry. And then and then Peter makes a face like super surprised that he's talking to her, like
nah.
why? You fucking set him up, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah, I forgot about. Yeah, he's like such a.
Line for line.
Yeah, but he's just so weird about it. Like, why would he have his homie go after her when he like obviously he
Yeah, and
like,
they talk about it's just a weird
I
like
also
dynamic.
forgot that how shitty of a friend Harry was. Low key. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, no, seriously. And he goes up to MJ. He's like, I hate these little things. She's like, I love them. He's like, me too. You know,
Yeah, well,
trying
yeah.
to play it up all smooth. But yeah, he uses his facts and like Peter looks all surprised, but he's not. He shouldn't be.
Plagiarized him.
He shouldn't be surprised.
He
It's
shouldn't
fucking-
be.
He fucked himself over.
He threw the lob. He
He
threw
threw
the
the
lob.
lob.
Yeah.
So MJ spots that there's a spider missing, but it's shown in the rafters. And the lady's like, "Oh, I guess the researchers are working on that one." Well, if you were like,
Unprofessional.
if you were a
Yeah,
scientist,
I was gonna say
like,
that too.
wouldn't you want to be like, we gotta
Well,
find this fucking spider, bro?
let
Like,
someone
we gotta
know.
know because like these are genetically like modified
Yeah.
spiders, and
Yep.
one's loose. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Radioactive spider.
You know.
These spiders don't bite people
Mm.
and give them superpowers. And it's like,
Does she say? Oh, I was gonna say for a
okay.
second. I was like, "Would you just say that?"
I thought she said that.
But she's
No,
like,
I'm
"Oh,
just
hey,
saying, like-
this murderous spider's missing. You know, maybe it's being worked on." Harry uses another Peter line, but then the teacher gets mad. He's like, "You were talking throughout that entire presentation. Let's go talk about how we listen." Like they just take them away.
Real
Like,
straight.
he's chaperoning way too hard, like, way too hard. But I've had those
These
chaperones,
adults.
bro. They're like,
Oh, hell
funny
no.
little story.
Tell me.
When I went to Washington D.C. like for 8th grade,
Classic trip.
classic trip. We were at the airport ready to go home, and they had told us don't leave the pack, you know, for a second. And then so I was with Jamie, and I was like, so we went to like a little gift shop. Like we stopped at a gift shop, and we had seen two of our friends having like lunch somewhere, and so
Okay.
we go to the gift shop, and then the fucking PE teacher that came to chaperone comes up to us. He's like, "You
Huh.
two are gonna die," and we're just like,
what?
And he just like took us to the main teacher.
It's
and they're
always
like,
a B teacher.
yeah, they're
dude.
fucking like, I was like, but
they have
nothing.
nothing else to do.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
weird.
No, they're not. There was no parents though. It was just the teachers.
Yeah, just the teachers.
Ah,
It was just the
they
fucking
had
Wait,
full
why?
teachers.
control
So
over your guys.
after he said you're gonna die, like, why is he gonna kill you or?
He was
like-
gonna throw us off the plane.
Dude, at this time,
You know what
that's
he told me?
fire.
You know what he told me? He's all
Yeah.
crashing this plane. Just kidding. Nah, he fucking
That's for a different
Yeah,
time.
no.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
they
what movie,
he
yeah.
just said, "Oh, you guys should have been, but you know, together." And they like threatened like not giving us our graduation Disneyland trip or whatever. But we still went anyway.
That's fireable right now.
It was
That's fine.
stupid.
Yeah.
So
Did he laugh at you guys like the fat bus driver?
Your precious field trip. So Peter starts to build the courage to talk to MJ, but also he just asks to take a picture of her. Very stalker status. She's like, "Don't make me look ugly." He's like, "That's impossible."
Dude, I
No,
wrote that quote down
awkward.
too. Just the way he said it, huh? Yeah, it was good.
Awkwardly.
That's impossible.
And he's taking
Yeah.
pictures like, perfect.
Yeah.
It's weird.
No, and she leaves without even saying anything.
Yeah,
to us.
she
You
just
notice
takes her
that?
little friends.
They call her MJ, and she doesn't say anything.
Yeah,
though.
she's just
and he's like,
okay, did you
oh
get it?"
wait, like he didn't get the pictures he needed. He took like at least 300. So
Yeah,
the spider
the
starts
characters
to,
were kind of weird.
That's
for
not,
sure.
this is random. What if he was like taking pictures of her tits, but we saw
just
it.
zooming, he's
We
like,
saw
Low
it.
key.
Yeah,
perfect.
honestly, because he's like really kind of weirdly perverted at that moment.
He
Like,
is.
He's a geek, yeah,
not the
but he's
moment.
like,
The whole movie.
oh man, the whole movie's pretty weird.
No, that's true. If he was a real kid, like not in a movie, it would be kind of. I feel like he might be like on the forums. You know what I mean? The internet forums. You know what I'm saying?
I
There's
feel-
that side to him too,
I
but
feel like-
because it's a movie, he's like immorally.
The
Definitely.
forums,
I feel
you know
like
what
if
I
he hung out with Mary Jane, like in like for reals, he would make a killer killer roofie colada for her. Dude. That kind of that's
While
the
he's
ki-
playing Rick James.
that,
Oh.
that's the kind of freaking vibes
It's a
you get.
completely different character
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there,
all of a
playing Rick
sudden,
James.
he
roofing
became
people.
Jeffrey Dahmer all of a sudden.
I don't know.
So anyway, the spider starts to spider down and bites him.
Spider down.
Maybe he should alert someone that a genetically mutated spider bit him, but
Yep.
nope. The teacher's
Yeah.
like, Parker, let's do it, and then he just take off.
No, yeah, he just leaves he just lets the spider
like,
go.
oh fuck it, like
That's
okay.
what I thought too. Yeah.
Even a regular spider bit me, I'd be like, "Fuck!" So we cut to the Oscorp, and this is when we get our intro to the glider and the show and the suit. The general wants to see the performance enhancing test, and he wants it. It's stupid. He wants it for the bedroom. I don't know. I got thrown off by that. But
The rhino.
They,
It's a
yeah,
rhino.
they want to use it on They want to use it on human
For
tests.
military,
yeah, for
tech,
military
yeah.
uses. And then I forgot the assistant's name. It was like Dr. Sheck. I don't know.
Strom.
Strom.
Yeah,
Yes,
Strom.
Dr. Strom. So he's like, oh, the side effects are violence, aggression, and insanity.
Yep.
Foreshadowing a little
Yep,
bit.
yep,
And
yep,
that's when, Norman comes in, he's all, it's ready. But the assistant's like, he says otherwise. And then the guys walk off, and when he goes, he says, back to formula.
Yep.
He gets all pissed off.
Dude, I didn't notice in the when I was younger that he says back to formula right there.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
notice
to
either.
be honest, dude, I'm telling you, in those scenes, like when I was young watching this, like those like wordy kind of scenes, I low-key didn't know what
Yeah,
They
were
just
saying.
went
kinda
over
goes
your head.
like-
Yeah. But
Yeah.
now watching it like years
And
later,
horny
I'm like,
Peter, you're like, oh, I don't fucking
I
know.
don't
what
even
he's
know
yeah,
doing.
you understand what they're saying more, kind of. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
want
saying?
to. I want to get into this right now that we just went into William Dafoe. I just wanted to say this,
Well,
dude. So William, dude.
William
It's
Dafoe.
Will.
It's Willem.
I'm just no Willem. Whatever. Yeah, that guy. I always say William, but he does such a fantastic job as Norman Osborn. Like, can
Yeah.
we agree?
As Willem Dafoe.
As Willem. as
Yeah,
Willem
Willem.
Dafoe.
Willem
No, yeah,
Dafoe
he
It's
does.
playing
sick
Willem
that
Dafoe.
he plays off that character so well, and like I don't know if you guys know this, but he like literally like kind of lobbied to be that character.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
he
I
had
heard
Sam
about
like because Sam Raimi didn't want to cast him as it,
Oh,
but
really?
like he kept like going like please let me get in
Yeah,
it. He
really
got in
wanted to
it,
do it.
Oh,
and
I
then
didn't know
like
that.
Get a
at some
test.
point. At some point, he had
He did a
the
screen test, yeah.
he had the people do the the suits. He had them recreate a new suit so he can do like 95% of like the
Yeah, he
action
did.
stunts and
Mhm.
stuff.
And he
Oh,
Because
actually
he really
learned like
wanted-
how to operate the glider. Or like
Really, I
something
don't
like
hear
that.
that
So
from-
like during the part in New York, he's actually flying.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding. No, he's not.
Oh, I was like, what?
Oh.
I was
He
like,
was-
why? I
you
thought he was
know-
on top of the
Yeah,
wire.
and then when
I
he
was like,
gets
what?
stabbed, he actually got
Ah,
stabbed.
okay.
But then
all
he
right, okay.
reincarnated. Okay, so the general threatens to pull Norman's funding if his answers aren't ready for human testing.
John's an asshole.
And
Sure.
yeah, he's very asshole.
Yeah.
He wants super soldiers, maybe perhaps super soldier serum, Captain America. No, I don't know.
No, dude.
And then,
Oh,
but they couldn't at that time because Sony, they didn't have the rights. And so now we cut to intro to Ben and May. He's like, and the Lord said, let there be light. She's like, good boy. God will be thrilled. Don't fall on your ass. I don't even remember her saying that.
I don't
Dude,
even remember
they
her
just-
saying ass.
That's not very
Dude, their
spider friendly.
dialogue it made me laugh because it was just
pretty
such.
forced.
It was such a like classic old white couple
And then he's like,
talking. You know what
you'll
I mean?
find work. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
everything's computers. Even the
Yeah.
computer needs an assistant these days. Like, what
Yep,
the hell? I
yep.
don't even know what the fuck that
Little
means.
grandpa jokes and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The poor dude's 68, still trying to look for work. But I get it. He's trying to support his family. Peter's got to make that pizza. So, he's looking at those wanted ads. And even May is just like, I love you. Peter loves you. You're the most responsible man I've ever known. She's got his back, classic love. Peter arrives home all sweet. She's like, May's like, you won't have a bite? He's all, I had a bite. And then Ben's like, did you take some pictures? He's like, I got a crash. Everything's fine. And then, Uncle Ben's like, must be the drugs. I remember when a dime bag cost a dime, you dig? No, he doesn't say that. But So yeah, obviously he's not feeling well. Peter goes and passes
Acted
out.
hella strange. Yeah.
It's so cold, takes off his shirt. And he's got, you hear the lady in the background, genetically designed super spiders, in his head. He's like, oh.
And he's
The
like all wobbling.
montage starts,
little montage.
bro. Yeah, no. I like the way he like pulled down the blanket for some reason.
he does it really.
He
does it
the
like
shiver
you can
real
feel
well.
that he's struggling.
Yeah.
little bit.
And the little flashes.
And this
is why I
Little
love Toby.
spider,
This
yeah.
is why I love Toby. Is because he goes
Ah.
under the sheets just like I would.
The
Ah.
montages of this movie, I like noticed it this time around. I enjoy the montages, like that
Super
little
2000.
montage where he like turns into Spider-Man, and like the when he like draws his suit, stuff like that.
I like
Oh.
montages. Montages are
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
now. Like old ass 80s ones where they're like, they get all buff or something.
Yeah.
Push it to the limit. You know what I mean?
Finish
Like,
it, dog.
yeah.
That's good.
No, but yeah, like I love those fucking montages. They're awesome.
Yeah, and he keeps it short and sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
in
does.
this movie,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're effective. Yeah, because I'll talk about it later, but this movie like seems to move, like because
Quite fast.
they graduates high school, then he's like in college.
Yep.
But like
Yeah.
anyway, we'll talk more about that later.
Yeah.
So we cut to Oscorp, and this is when Norman wants to test it on himself, which is the human subject. He's like, "Don't be a coward. Risk
Yeah.
are part of laboratory science."
No, that's
Um,
straight up illegal right there.
Oh,
what
yeah,
he's
he's
doing.
fucking
straight
crazy.
up
But it's
against
his
the law.
company, bro,
loses
so I
your-
don't know.
yeah, I mean,
But
I
obviously,
feel bad for Dr. Strom, bro.
Oh yeah,
He's
dude.
just trying to beg his colleague not
Strom's
to break
in the
law.
wrong.
Nah, wrong.
Isn't he supposed to be like a villain? So that's what I read. Like Strom is like an actual like different villain in the Spider-Man.
Not that I'm
universe.
aware of, honestly. I don't.
I forgot what it
recall.
was.
Because there's Dr.
Maybe.
Connors, and
Yeah,
he's
Connors.
a lizard.
They
But
show him in the second one. They didn't show him in this one.
Mm.
No, okay, I don't
They
know about
talked
anything about
about him.
Strom.
Oh yeah, he's the professor. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah.
Professor. So Norman's gonna be the subject, and he takes off his shirt, and I think I've seen Willem Dafoe naked like way too many times.
He likes getting naked.
He's
yeah.
always
Yeah.
he's always something's missing in any movie he does.
If he
Yeah.
doesn't get
Is it-
naked, the movie doesn't make it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It
I
doesn't
like
sell.
His
Oh,
body
it doesn't
comes
sell.
with the package.
I like it. I like it. I'm glad
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I can go like, damn, Defoe. Oh. I'm just kidding.
The fuck?
He's all
I like
you
that
know what
too,
I'm
but
saying?
thank you.
Yeah, Dafoe. He's 40,000 years of evolution and barely even tapped into the vastness of human potential.
Mm.
Takes a sip, throws the vial
Throws it
down like
down.
super aggressively. Why?
Yep.
I don't know why. He just pissed off already.
I'd recreate that scene with my brother when we were young.
Did you? You're all,
Yeah. But I was always Dr. Strom, though. Because I was the younger brother. You know what I'm
he's
saying?
all-
Oh, that
I didn't
sucks.
get to
I
play
know
the
you
He's
Green
all
don't.
Goblin,
worked to
dog.
formula.
And this is what I'm gonna do for you since you came to the podcast.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you be Norman at this
Oh,
time.
please.
Take off your shirt.
Yeah.
I like when
Carlos
he's
is already
I
Take
like,
a
on.
shot.
I like when he's strapping in and he goes, "Oh, it's cold."
Yeah, that
Like,
shit was
I
random.
feel like that was improvised because like
Yeah.
maybe he like because
Yeah,
I don't
he
think they
did.
wrote
Yeah.
that in the
Kept it
script.
in.
He's all, "You need to say it's cold." Oh. So anyway, he's going in for a wild ride. The operation starts and immediately he gets really uncomfortable. The assistant sees some crazy shit going on with the computer, and Norman appears to be spazzing the fuck out. Eyes
Dude, that
white
shit scared
behind
me
his
when I was
head.
a
Like, he's
kid,
all,
bro. No, yeah, he fucking made it
He-
scary.
dude, he was crazy.
Mm-mm.
Norman appears to be dead. Assistant runs in and
Ugh.
tries to give CPR
Don't do it, bro.
successfully, I guess.
Don't. I know.
Norman,
It's a weak ass CPR too. He's like doing it from the side.
I don't
and
even
stuff.
think he knows
Norman-
what the hell CPR is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wakes up and chokes him back to formula,
Mm.
and then fucking throws his ass.
He
Yep.
kills him, yeah.
Oh yeah,
We can
they,
agree.
because they
'Cause the
no, they
electrical-
talk about it later that they
Okay,
found
so-
him murdered.
Okay,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I didn't even.
So he
catch
jumps
that.
and he does that sweet little Goblin thing, Goblin pose.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, that was quick.
Yeah, they didn't even need to put anything on his face.
No, he
because
just- he
his
looks like a
face itself.
goblin.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah,
We cut to Peter,
Perfect.
and this is where another transformation is taking place. And what you're talking,
Mhm.
he's like, he wakes up, doesn't need his glasses anymore, and he's like super ripped all of a sudden.
yep.
And then May comes in, she's like, "Peter, are you okay?" So I'm fine. She's and she's like, "You need to get changed." I'll change.
Wait,
Yeah.
let me say it.
Yeah, please say you say it.
He says he's looking at his biceps. He's looking at himself. He doesn't need the glasses, and when he says change, big change.
Yeah.
Beautiful line.
Yeah,
Beautiful
yeah.
line.
He says
Alright.
"yup" before though.
Oh,
You missed
all
"yup."
right.
So you,
Yeah.
but you did it
Don't
well.
cast
I
me,
like
don't
that.
cast me.
Well done,
that was
well
good, that was
done
good.
for your
I'm out.
first quotable
That was
cast.
really good. And he just fucking interrupted me so rude. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
There was only 3 words in that
I know, I'm
sentence, and I
kidding.
got you off after 1. I needed
Uh,
to say it though.
I know that was good.
I was
liked
waiting for
it.
to say it.
So as he was growing up, he didn't get to be Peter. He got to be May. Just kidding with your brother. With your brother, you know, the
Oh,
brother. Anyway,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
stupid.
I would always play the side characters.
So then he, so
He
then
was
he
Uncle
creeps.
Ben.
story of my life.
You were
I
bonesaw.
died in the beginning, and she's just acting it out
And,
by herself.
So then he creeps out on MJ next door again. I wonder how many times he's seen her, like, and like change. For sure, he's been watching her all these years.
That's what I'm saying.
And so he runs down the stairs all sweet. And I like when he does that little like.
Yep.
And then Ben's like, "I thought you were sick." He's like, got better. Bye, guys." Leaves again without his bite. Ben's like, "Hey, Michelangelo, we are painting the kitchen when you get back." Sure thing, Uncle Ben. Don't start without me. And he's all, and don't start up with me. Is that what he says?
He
Yeah,
does.
don't
I
start
think
up
so.
with me.
Yeah.
I don't really know why he said that.
I think he's just telling him like, don't start shit, or I'm gonna fuck you up.
Oh fuck, good. He's
That's
all
what I'm thinking. That's what I've always assumed.
That fool
good.
got hands though.
Yeah, think about it.
You
'Cause
would
he was an
think
talk shit
electrician,
later.
and
He
then
talks shit later.
talk shit later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter. When he dies, and he's like, Peter.
2 times.
And he's a
I love
computer
that shit.
assistant.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Continue.
Spoilers. Peter sees no, as he's leaving, he's like, teenagers, raging hormones, they will never change. Peter walks out and sees that's MJ's dad, right? Yelling at her and she's crying or whatever they are. I don't know. They're like,
It's his parents. Yeah.
oh, okay,
They're just
drunk.
abusive parents.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah. That's my
um,
beer.
Peter follows really closely behind and creepily. He's like, hey, MJ. No, he goes, hi, MJ. Hey, MJ, like talking to
Like, he's
himself. I was like,
practicing it.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you realize this, but we've been neighbors since we were 6, and I was wondering if I can get together sometime and do something fun. Well, I don't know. I thought it'd be a good time to get to know each other. And why is he still talking as she's hopping and leaving? She's literally taking
Yeah.
off and he's still talking like he's gonna go up there.
He's
and
lost
say some
in
shit.
his world,
Ah,
man.
he
You know what I
is.
mean?
He's lost in his
yeah.
sauce.
Do you guys think that he's thinking this, or he's actually saying it?
No, he's
'Cause
actually
I'm-
saying it for
Because
sure.
obviously he's saying it, but
He's
like,
trying
I've
to
always thought
practice
that he
his
was saying it in
speech.
his head.
Uh,
You know what I mean? But
Oh,
we're
like in
hearing
that-
it. Like,
Oh,
as
I
he's saying
see.
it. Because I'm
Oh,
like, imagine being
that'd be
such a
interesting.
because I've done that. I've done like I'm like trying to think of what you're gonna say to someone, but
Yeah.
I don't fucking go like, hey, talking to my like.
Yeah,
I think the director was just like, there's no way for me to portray inner thoughts
Without you
without him
saying
saying
it.
it. Yeah.
Because he
But
could
he
probably be
could've.
like this,
Yeah.
and then
but
just,
maybe we would have understood.
Yeah, right.
So Peter then misses the bus yet again, and all of a sudden he can run faster. Hand gets stuck to the bus span. So it rips off. And he
Looks
looks
at
at
it
it like a
kinda
little
weird,
strange. You know,
yeah.
he's like jerking off. It's gonna be a little tough from now on. So now we cut to the Osborne house where Harry
tough or
finds
nice. This guy got
where Harry finds Norman laying on the floor, passed out. He's like, "What are you doing on the floor?" He's like, "I don't know." He's like, "Have you been there all night?" And he's like, "Last night I was like." It does that scare. Dude, that shit
Jump
scared me.
scare.
That
Yeah,
shit
yeah, yeah.
scared me. I
There's a
was
lot
like,
of jump
"Holy
scares
crap,"
in this
like,
movie, dude.
especially with the gobs, bro.
Yeah,
The gobs is
the
scary. Little
gobs.
gobby.
The green
yeah,
meanie.
Yes, the green meanie.
the green meanie.
So,
yeah.
so
Good one.
intro to some lady, and our favorite butler, Alfred Point Two. She tells them that the Dr. Strom is dead. You know, he's like, yeah, and also the glider and the suit has been stolen. And fucking
Yeah.
Harry Norman's like, what?
Yeah.
Dr. Strom.
But he's still confused
He's
about
super confused
you
what
know
happened.
what I mean?
Yeah,
What's going on?
Because as it's shown later, the Goblin's a split personality.
Yeah.
So we cut to Peter at school, and he sees MJ and senses she is gonna trip.
Mm.
Catches her all sweet and her food. Fun fact: they actually did that take legit. It wasn't CGI. Like it was like they used like some sticky like substance. So they had to record. I
snap.
think it took over 100 like takes to get it right, where everything fell. Like
But is that worth it?
That's- I don't know.
100
They want
takes of freaking film?
and him swinging had to be done real as well.
Nah, well,
I don't know.
that's one of the big things about Sam Raimi. He knows how to film things in such a low budget.
Like
Because I don't know if you guys ever
way.
seen Evil Dead. A lot of
Oh,
that is
yeah,
like
yeah,
really
that
low
movie's
budget,
sweet. Yeah.
but it looks really neat. So it's not CGI.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of
he
that.
tries to go more practical.
Yeah, a little. I think a lot of that stuff he brought to the Spider-Man movie. Like you can see that it's more practical filming as opposed to like at
All
this point in
CGI.
time, super CGI. Like
Yeah, of
you know,
course.
things were here and there, but not ever.
Yeah. But that was a classic scene right there.
Yeah,
When he
definitely.
catches her.
I
a
love
little-
that. I didn't know that, but that's pretty cool. I wouldn't have thought like, damn, like this is a great scene. It needs to be filmed 1,000 times.
Yeah, it's
I
not like
wouldn't even- I wouldn't even
big
caught it.
It's not a
action scene.
staple
Yeah,
of
it's
a
not like a
fucking
huge
movie.
action
Yeah.
scene. Yeah. 100 takes? I don't know. That might
Sure,
be
that's
too
what I
much,
don't
dog.
know.
You don't
I don't
know.
blame it.
Yeah.
Fucking
That means
Toby's
they
like,
spent
"Get the
half a day.
Toby's like,
doing
get the
that.
fuck out of the way. He's all pissed. So
Move!
MJ
In the
Yeah,
car,
yeah.
in the car, he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
out of the way, motherfucker! I can't see.
see.
got
MJ,
it.
wow, great reflexes. She's like, hey, you have blue eyes. I didn't notice without your glasses. So she's seen him around.
And she's like, damn, and you're ripped. She's like,
Yeah.
And he's like getting a genetically enhanced spider boner about now. He smiles awkwardly. She just walks away. Doesn't even say anything.
No.
Like, is he, I
She
think,
knows, though.
But
She knows what's
I
up.
think he's so like stoked that she's noticed him
Mhm.
because
And he's just speechless.
oh
Yeah.
shit, like yeah, I get it.
You
Checks
think
out her.
he-
Then he
he,
checks out her ass on the way over, huh?
You think he became a alpha at that moment because like
Ah.
the spider genetics made him like
Yeah.
He said,
I mean,
he said,
dude.
call me Daddy Long Legs.
Man,
I like
ooh,
that
okay.
little daddy
I mean, and then the
long
next scene, Alpha.
Alpha,
Yeah,
yeah, 'cause,
Alpha,
Alpha.
more weird shit's happening, and
Yeah.
he gets stuck and unleashes a web that gets stuck on the food tray that thankfully didn't have anybody in front of it. It was just kind of left alone, a full food tray.
Yeah.
He kicks it back, and it hits Flash. Flash
Yeah.
is pissed, runs Why did I put run, Peter, run? Peter runs and everyone sees the web
And they're all
attached tray.
laughing.
They're all laughing and then like gets gets stuck to the door.
Yeah.
Like what are
Through
they
the
thinking?
cracks.
Like, oh, you just gotta fucking.
I
don't know.
remember when I was in the theaters
Dude,
and that scene came out, everyone was dying for something.
cracking
Dude,
up.
it's so wild that you guys like watch this shit in theaters. It's funny. Like I just remember watching it at home.
Oh,
But
that's
the
crazy.
fact that you guys remember
Oh.
being in the theaters and watching
Yeah,
it
dude.
is
I was
Old time
a little
theaters.
kid, bro, and like I remember it was so hard to find a seat. This wasn't when we can like freaking go on an app and freaking
Oh, yeah,
save
of
a
course.
seat.
Yeah, reserve
this
it.
we had to go like
lining up
an hour
and shit.
early,
Yeah,
line
that
up
shit
2
sucked.
hours early.
That shit was no fun. I don't even remember where how
Yeah.
it happened. And then you go to the crappy theaters with no reclines.
And it
Oh,
smells
they're
like
still
fucking
selling out
feet
there in
and
the
shit.
wild.
They
You know
are.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? In La Habra.
So
I'm
Flash
looking at you.
approaches. Oh yeah. I've been. That shit sucks. I went there to go see a movie and
That's
I was
funny.
like, God, this shit
This is
sucks.
No,
random.
you can't do it.
Little
Bro.
side note, you know the little Regal in Brea?
Yeah.
It's becoming a
Edwards.
fucking church, and they're making it a church.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I don't
Are
know
you
why.
serious?
Yeah.
If you're scared, motherfucker.
There's
Yeah, I go
Go.
to church.
wait. There's a. You know what's funny?
Tell
There's
me.
a church right there.
Yeah,
though,
that's
right next to it.
So that one that's in that little lot next to
Yeah,
the parking lot,
yeah, yeah.
they're just they took that down, and that's gonna be the church.
Oh.
It's also going to combine with the Korean barbecue.
Oh,
Just kidding.
snap.
Imagine it becomes like a big ass small church.
So Flash approaches from behind and he has a sweet spider tingle moment. Dodges Flash's punch. And Flash and then MJ's like, Flash, it was an accident. He's all, my fist breaking your teeth. That's the
He
accident.
just said he was gonna break her teeth.
Did he?
Did you not catch that? He goes, Flash, it was an accident, and then he says,
But
my fist breaking your
But he's
teeth.
directing it to Peter.
Yeah, but it's like he
Yeah.
says
He
it
kinda says
as
it, yeah,
it
I
just I've always like heard him. all,
He,
this is
dude. I
fucking
mean, that
weird.
guy definitely beating women.
Oh,
think-
yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
He's
In
on
the
roids.
future. I mean, dude. I mean, he just looks old. First of all,
He looks
Yeah.
like
but
a
that
30-year-old
man
man.
definitely gonna have some domestic
Yeah.
problems.
Well, I mean, they're
and-
all pretty old.
They're all pretty old, but they especially don't look like
Oh,
high
no,
school
no,
guys.
No, I was gonna
They
say
look like
too,
they're in fucking the end of college.
Yeah, they're doing way better jobs at casting people that look more like high school kids now.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Because
Yeah.
back then, it's like every high school movie, everybody looks
Played
so
like
fucking
over the top.
old. You
Yeah.
know what I
And
mean?
there'd be like
fine.
an older guy like hitting on the young girls. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
I was actually telling them about the movie Grease. I want to do one of these days for the quotable.
Oh, yeah. That's a
Oh,
fucking
dude.
and dude,
perverted
all
ass
of them
movie.
look fucking
Nasty.
way older
Yeah,
than what they
the
should.
freaking T-birds,
Uh-huh.
man.
Yeah,
All 40-year-old motherfuckers in there, dude.
Okay,
So
continue.
Peter, he's like, I don't want to fight you, Flash. And Flash is like, I wouldn't want to fight me neither.
Oh, that's a
You know,
burn.
I like
I like that.
Of
I like
course,
that.
typical bully talk.
Yep.
So he's dodging everything with ease, does some sweet ass moves, ends up punching
Slow-mo.
Flash, or if Flash meets his food doom, and the more food falling on his face. And then that random bully's like, Jesus, Parker, you are a freak. So now he's the bad guy.
Fuck that.
Now he's the
Yeah,
bad-
that shit
now he's
pissed
the
me
bad
off,
guy.
dude. Yep.
But Harry's hyping him up, and like he runs away because even MJ's like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
so he runs into the alley and sees, you guessed it, a spider. He
Yep.
puts two and two together, and he does the kind of iconic wall crawl scene. I feel like the music that's playing, it reminds me reminiscent of Star
Yeah.
Wars. Dun,
Done.
dun,
Yeah,
dun,
yeah.
and he's like climbing. He's like, whoa, and then he starts jumping between buildings and
Can I
buildings.
say something though?
Yes.
Yeah,
That
of
little
course.
close up where the spider legs come out of his thumb.
Yeah, that's random.
I fucked with that scene though.
It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
weird.
Yeah, it just like it makes the little noises too. It goes.
I don't
It's
think
like-
and then
any.
it goes out of his
did,
thumb.
did it not come
I don't
out this
think
whole
any
time?
other Spider-Man movie ever did that. Again.
Yeah,
That was the only Spider-Man that did, and
It showed.
he also has unlimited web. He doesn't have web that.
Yeah, it's
His-
like a
he don't-
natural, organic.
It's
web.
organic web
Yeah.
off his.
And
so
that's
it's
funny
so
that
weird.
bringing that up because it gets talked about like why he didn't go that route.
Mm.
Sam Raimi, because he's like in his head he's like, so this kid didn't have the capability to do it. You know what I mean? Like obviously in the new one he has Tony Stark to
Yeah.
help him. They
Genius.
wasn't set like
Yeah.
it was just random like oh I just made this fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's smart, but he's not like
Not-
fucking
yeah.
college
Not like
level.
smart.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Hey, but he studied Norman's nanotechnology paper.
Well, that's true.
He wrote an
Oh, that's
essay
right.
on
Oh,
it.
that's
bro.
right.
You wrote-
He's
he's
right.
like, you
Impressive.
wrote that?
Yeah.
Impressive, Parker. Like,
So Peter's jumping around.
you know
and
how much I sacrificed?
so they
I did hear that at least 3 more times throughout this podcast. And out am I?
You will. So then, and now am I?
Yeah.
You guys are dumb.
Those
And then
two,
he
those
tries-
two cults are the
I was hoping that it would have been sweet as when you cut him off for that one little
Yeah,
scene. He's
yeah.
like, and then he goes, "Oh, this is the last time you're gonna do it." How am I?
That's a 3-word quote too, right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
They're all short.
Then he tries to. So Peter tries to unleash his web. Dude is super confident, off the bat. He's like. So but this was always a funny. Like I remember this Peter cracking up for this scene,
Same,
trying to do his
same.
web. He's like, "Go web, fly, up and away web, Shazam, go web, go." And he's doing those the
Like
little
this?
the, like
Yeah.
rocker hand, but he eventually gets it, and that's when he's all tally ho. fucking swings and hits the
Tally
billboard.
ho,
You know,
dude.
and I'm glad they
So
did that. Like
funny.
he hit the billboard because it's like he's so cocky. He's like, oh, I can do it.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
when he finally does that,
Bring him
like,
back down to earth.
Because then it makes the scene where he actually does it even more
Yeah.
sweet.
Dude, I think it's like in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, all 3 movies has a scene of Tobey Maguire like fucking up.
You know
what I
that's
mean?
true.
Like, or getting fucked
just
up
eating
by like
shit.
like swinging.
Or
That's
And I think it's like a little
dancing.
inside
I'm just
joke.
kidding.
Because remember in the second one, he does when he's getting his powers back.
Oh yeah.
He
yeah.
falls through the alley,
Oh god.
and he's like, "My
That's
back."
right.
Yeah.
My back.
He falls hard.
Falls
too.
really hard.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, it was good. He got brought back down to earth. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So he cuts back to home and it's late. Dude is up all night flying around. He sees that Ben painted without him. He sees the note, Michelangelo, meatloaf and veggies in the oven. Always the meatloaf. So he sees the fighting again at the MJ house, and he goes to take out the trash, and MJ comes out crying. She's like, "Were you listening to that?" He's
He's like, MJ, you bitch.
I know, but
Where's my beer? I need my beer.
Yeah.
side story. My neighbor, this one here.
He
dude,
said, "Out am I?"
He fucking yells. He's
Yeah,
loud
yeah.
as it is, but I've heard him yelling hard at his kids and his wife. He's like,
That's the
"You're
worst.
you're a fucking idiot!" Like shit like that, dude. It's
Shit,
bad.
really mean. Oh.
It's crazy and like
To this
bro,
day?
Abusive.
oh
to
yeah,
this
still,
day.
bro. He's done it for.
You would think because like
Oh,
I feel like
man.
people like that they like start calming down when they get older. He's
Uh-huh.
still at it though.
And then one time, my brother overheard him go. He said some shit. He's like, "I love you." He's like, "Did you hear me? What the fuck?" I swear, it's like fucking comedy. It's
oh
weird.
my god, I'm gonna start saying that, dude.
I
I love you. Did you
fucking hear me?
That's how you feel inside when they
Yeah.
don't say it back.
You don't say it
You know
back,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah. So he's
Pe-
just expressing it.
Peter's trying to calm her down. He's like, everybody shouts, and MJ's like, your aunt and uncle don't. They can scream pretty good sometimes. He
He
apologizes.
turns Cuban. Peter
Yeah, he
Parker
turns
turned
real
Cuban.
cute. He apologizes about the day. And MJ starts talking about some future plans. And he asks Peter. He's like, I want to move into the city and hopefully get a job as a photographer. And she wants to be an actress. So that's perfect. You're awesome in all the school plays. I cried like a baby when you played Cinderella. She's like, Peter, that was in the first grade. He's like, well, even so, sometimes you know people. You can just see what's coming. He's got some sweet little
Dude,
lines.
I
bro.
like the
He's
dialogue
awkward,
with
but he's-
him and MJ the best. I
Yeah,
think.
they're-
they do a little conversational boxing a lot.
They
and I
do,
like
they
it. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I've never heard that.
Conversational
I like that.
boxing,
Conversational
you know.
boxing.
But they're always throwing like little fucking lines at each other like that. And I fuck with it.
Fuck with
Cry
it.
like a
And then
baby
even
when
MJ
you play
I know,
Cinderella.
right?
Dude.
Fucking guy. He's like,
Yeah.
she's like, I was asleep though. Oh no, that's the wrong Sleeping Beauty. I was thinking. He's like, you're taller than you look. He's like, I hunch. She's like, don't. Flash interrupts with his sweet little birthday present. Good thing he doesn't see Peter because I feel like he would have been like, "Oh, I'll kick your ass."
Yeah.
And she's
Says,
like,
"Don't scratch the leather."
I know. Yeah. MJ runs to her. He's like, "Oh my god, it's gorgeous. I'm pretty tight, huh? Don't scratch the leather." Again, like you said, like he's fucking probably beats her ass.
Yep.
Poor Pete gets heartbroken. He has, he starts looking at all the cool cars. I think it's another montage, right?
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
yeah. It's like intense music too. Yeah.
I like that scene. Like,
because that's when he starts putting his costume together.
No,
right?
I'm talking about like the scene with MJ and him. Like you said,
Oh,
the
okay,
little
yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
It's just that like MJ comes from a rough house. Like you could see
Yeah.
that, and when she is with Peter, she's herself, normal. She knows what she's struggling with,
Yeah.
and then her attitude completely changes, like 180, right when she gets to Flash. Like it becomes such a different dynamic because she's trying to forget all the other bad shit in her
that's
life.
True.
And
Yeah,
that's why
She's
she
really
loses.
vulnerable with Pete.
Yeah, and then
Real distracted girl though, because I mean she
Yeah.
comes from that background, but you know what I'm saying. Like I feel like throughout the movie with Harry, Peter, I mean earlier with Flash,
yeah,
she's a little confused right now.
definitely.
Almost
He
going
needs to
on,
do the
you know?
twist.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's later. That's later.
So he sees as he's looking for the cars, he sees the amateur wrestler sign, saying, for some cash, and he has
The tour.
he has this
3,000.
revelation with like MJ. Like remember, it shows like the car and MJ together, like in his head. It's so weird.
It's like photoshopped
I'm like,
pictures
what
of
the
that.
fuck? I don't
Yeah.
know. I was like, oh my god, that's just great.
It's all zooming in, and then
So that's when he starts designing his
costume,
costumes.
man.
And it's like,
Yeah, that's sick scene.
It's like,
Yeah.
put some sweet ass Spider-Man costume together. Like,
Yeah.
like so
He's better at
So he
drawing.
was
than
always
I
a drawer.
thought. Yeah,
somehow, better than what photography.
he's autistic, dude.
And then as he was drawing, that bully comes up and goes, "Bah!" Just kidding, hits him in the head. I'm just kidding. That doesn't happen. So next morning, he is seen Target practicing his stuff in his room with webs, being all sweet.
the Dr Pepper, the old
And then-
Dr Pepper can.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and May's
Yeah.
like, Peter,
Yeah,
what's
the
going
old
on
school
in
shit.
there? And he's like, exercising. I'm not dressed yet. So, well, you're acting so strange lately. He's like, okay, thanks. Like, it's so stupid.
That was kind of Baney.
But
Your
you see-
anime voice.
I know. But you see all the webs all over the place, like all
Yeah.
crazy. He's like, so now we cut to Norman reading the papers. Then he starts hearing the Goblin laugh. It's just a real quick scene like that, but we'll get more back into it. He's like, what is that? So now we cut back to Ben. I had to throw that in there. It's super random, like quick scene. They do a lot with the Goblin, like those scenes. They do like quick little like snippets.
To go through the process of like Jackal,
which is
Jackal,
cool.
Mr.
You know, it's all
Hyde
just like
Mr. Hyde kind of.
Yeah, we're like going through his journey, like kind of both of them, obviously. So we cut back to Ben, and he's like, and then Ben's like, maybe he's too embarrassed to ask me to tell me what's going on, or maybe I'm too embarrassed to ask him or something like that. I just don't know anymore. Peter comes down saying he's going to the library, and Ben offers to drive them. So I need the exercise. And winks at me. Oh, I'm so fucking great. I'm old.
And that's the last time they see each other. Bro.
Oh, man.
It made me sad. Think about that.
They arrive, and Ben says they need to talk. He's like, we can talk later. He's all, we could talk now if you let me. He's like, Aunt May and I don't even know you anymore. And I wrote this, like, and like I said, this is the thing, like with the time flying. It feels like it's only been like a day or two in the movie, but I think it's been more because he's like,
weeks,
we don't even know you anymore. Like, it's like, dude, it hasn't been that long. He's like, you start fight at school. He's like, I didn't start that fight. I told you. Well, you sure as hell finished it. And he's telling us, well, these are the years a man changes to what he's going to be for the rest of his life. Just be careful who you change into. And the classic, remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Crowd goes nuts. Huh?
Yeah, and later on, like after he dies, they do that, and then he goes, with great power comes great responsibility. Remember that, Pete? Remember that?
Yeah. So
they had that in there for some reason.
Yeah, that's interesting.
No, he didn't say it. I just wanted to say it.
No, I mean, like in that scene, like after he doesn't
does not say it
at all.
But they say it in the and like when he's dead, like I guess he heard it. He's like, remember that, Pete?
He dies?
Dude, and in the car also when he says, I know I'm not your father. And he's like, then stop pretending to be.
Oh, that hurt.
I feel like this is like the first time we see Peter like
really lash out. He's like, don't lecture me.
Yeah, and
it's
like
sad.
I feel like because I just feel like Peter Parker in this movie like real gentle guy, but seeing him mad, you're like, oh shit.
He's learning. He's got aggression.
Yeah.
Poor Ben, so he gets out and goes to the WrestleMania instead and sees Boneshaw, master of disaster.
Yep.
Boneshaw Peter is shown signing up for the event to take on the Saw. He has to last 3 minutes in the cage to win some money. Boneshaw ready?
I got you for 3 minutes. Dude, I didn't know it was Randy Savage.
But Macho Man, Randy Savage.
I did not know that until I literally watched it again.
That's hilarious.
This is nuts, but literally like a few weeks ago, I actually just watched a documentary about the Macho Man, Randy Savage. And
they bring up this movie or no?
No, they don't. They just bring it's his life, but it's pretty sweet. But like, it's just crazy. Like, because like when I was a kid, I knew because I used to watch wrestling and I saw him. I was like, holy shit, it's Macho Man, Randy Savage, dude.
No, but even with the small part he had in that movie, it's like
bro.
it lasts with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I didn't know he was Randy Savage at the time, but still,
and
like
his mannerism was like,
it looks like he's about to explode, bro.
He's got like 3 girls around him, I think, right?
Oh yeah, he's got all the hoes.
Nah, dude, the girls. When they're talking shit to Peter when he's walking out, man. And they're hella mean, dude.
You know, my favorite scene was that one wrestler that he had just fucked up. I forget his name, but he's like, his name is Psychosis or something. Yeah. But he's like, my leg! I can't feel my leg.
Well, even before that, Peter's like, my name's the Human Spider, and the announcer doesn't like it. It says the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Crowd goes nuts.
Yep.
My name's the Human Spider. He got the name wrong. But yeah, he's walking down the aisle. People are just so mean.
The ladies
throwing popcorn at him.
There's like everyone just like, fuck you.
Like a little bug. Oh no.
And that's when that guy's, my legs. Fuck, I can't remember his name, but God, I thought I wrote it.
He's an actual wrestler, that guy. His name is like Psychosis, something like that. Yeah.
Damn. They got all the freaking lineup.
He's on my leg. I can't feel my legs.
So the cage closes, and some random guy's like, cage! And I love that.
On the crowd, huh?
Yeah, in the crowd.
That shit's random.
And all of a sudden, they really want this guy dead, man. They really want to see some blood. Like, they really want to see blood.
Okay, hold on. Let me say something.
Of course.
Wrestling. I didn't watch wrestling when I was a kid. But, I mean, I always knew that it was fake.
Yeah.
Fake. I don't know why I said it like that. But
I didn't think so.
This is interesting. Wait, that it's real in this movie.
Oh, it's
they're
so
like
real.
fucking each other up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So it's like, so what's going on?
I just looked at the credit. His name's Bonesaw McGraw.
That's
what he's credited as. Man. But I couldn't find the other guy. I don't know.
Yeah, but they were trying to fuck each other up. So that confused me.
Yeah, this is random. But the announcer is fudge. I forget his name.
But
he's the guy from Evil Dead. God, I forgot his name right now. Do you not recall his name?
The main guy?
The announcer.
The announcer.
Bruce Campbell?
Bruce Campbell, yeah.
Really?
He's Bruce Campbell, yeah.
Isn't he also in Spider-Man 2?
Yeah,
as the usher.
He's the usher.
As the usher.
And I think he's in the third one. He's like, Pecker.
Oh yeah, he's a pecker. But yeah, he's the announcer, and then he's that. It's so funny that he brought him in because
cameos.
Little cameo because he's always in it.
He's like his thing.
It's like his thing.
And you know, fucking the Saw, bro. He's like, "Hey, freak show, you're going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime."
Bro, beautiful execution of those lines.
Those line deliveries.
And he gets up. "What are you doing up there?" He's all, "Staying away from you." That's a cute outfit. Did your husband get it for you?
And let me say something. So a lot of people complain. So I told you I love him as Peter Parker. A lot of people complain of Tobey Maguire not being a great Spider-Man because he doesn't have enough quips. You know, like quips is like,
and that was
he
one
makes
of his
little
quips.
Jokes. And then those quips and that scene, and he goes, "Oh, he's a lovely outfit. Did your boyfriend get it for you?" Like those quips are what makes Spider-Man, and they're good. But he doesn't have many of them, so a lot of people are always like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
To be honest, I think
that's not his fault.
Yeah, but also I feel like low-key, like watching it again, because I've already, the new ones already came out. It's like those guys just do the clips better.
Of course.
But because the character, I think, was written to be more playful.
Yeah.
But then they throw random clips at Tobey Maguire and expect it to like sound good.
Yeah.
But it just sounds kind of off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's natural.
Honestly, I think Andrew Garfield does the best like Spider-Man.
Think so?
Like overall with his clips, yeah.
I didn't watch that one a lot.
It's
not
bad, but the story
I don't
garbage.
remember watching it.
I
don't remember.
It's kind of like the Justice League movie. Like you watch that movie, but like overall, like the characters are kind of cool and everything, but like the story's kind of
yeah. But it's just it's all about the character.
Yeah.
So the Saw. So that he's pissed. That's Peter showcasing his spider skills, and that lady hands him a chair. She's like, "Finish him off." And Peter gets chaired hard, and they're like, "Kick his spider ass," and hands him a crowbar. Like, God damn, they really want to kill him. But Peter ends up winning, and then the guy, the new champion, Spider-Man.
Oh, and then the nice music comes on.
Crowd goes nuts.
Yeah.
Cut to the guy giving Peter only $100. Cuts him out. He's like, "I need that money." He's like, "So I missed the part where that's my problem." But the reason he gave him so less money is because he didn't last. He's like, you got him down in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I like that. He's like, "You need to do it for 3 minutes. You put him in 2.
Yeah, like dick.
Now get out of here.
Get out
of here.
The next dude comes in and robs their asses. Peter lets him get away, and then the robber's like, "Thanks." And then the cop's like, "What the hell's the matter with you? You let him go." But like, did they expect Peter just like to try to stop a guy with a gun?
Yeah, because he was a wrestler, and he's
it's New York. It's New York.
But it's crazy because like later, I want to get into this. Like he does that little flashback, and that guy goes,
"Thanks."
You're stupid.
He didn't even say that in the actual thing.
No, he says he doesn't say it. He says thanks.
I thought he did. I'm pretty sure
he
does.
He runs by and he goes thanks, but it's like really weird. In this one, they emphasized it more where he goes,
it was for sure filmed separately because like in the first scene, it's like whatever. I didn't even remember hearing it, but I guess he did. But yeah,
well, they don't. I don't think they show it from his face. I think they just.
I see.
The next they show him Peter's point of view. So that guy's like, "What the hell's the matter with you?" Oh no, I'm sorry, wrong one. The guy with the cashier, he's like, "You could have taken that guy apart. Now he's gonna get away with my money." And Peter's like, "I missed the part where that's my problem." Damn, Spider burned, but ultimately he gets burned.
I mean, what did the catcher think was gonna happen to him?
Exactly,
you know
exactly. They're all criminals.
Yeah.
So he cuts.
You could have taken that guy apart. The way he freaking says it.
So he cuts to Pete on the streets where the cops are all around and the crowd is around something. Peter sees it's poor Uncle Ben.
Oh wait. Oh, God.
And this is a really heartbreaking scene.
Yeah.
He does it. They do it really well.
Peter.
That's my uncle.
And then he
does. You know what I'm saying? That's my uncle.
It's crazy.
And then Peter does his ugly cry like he always does. And he overhears where the shooter is. And then he just like walks away from the body. Like, wouldn't you want to stay with it? But he's so fueled by vengeance and rage. So he goes into full spider mode and catches up to the car.
Sprinting fast.
This
man's pretty hella fast.
And he pulls off his web swinging just so he can do this. So the cool little spider car chase ensues, and then the driver eventually crashes into some warehouse where the itsy bitsy spider sneaks around him. Peter starts to beat his ass. And the guy's like, "Don't hurt me. Just give me a chance. Just give me a chance." And then it's
what about my Uncle Ben?
Did you give him a chance?
Did you? Yeah, we just trifecta.
I know. Fucking fun thing. That burglar is played by Michael Papa John. That's his name. His name is just Michael Papa John.
When you said that, I thought he's actually part of the franchise, Papa John's or some shit.
Wait, they got him back for the third movie, right?
Yeah, they might have just used him, cut it.
Oh, was it the old footage? I feel like they.
No, because he's talking to the Sandman.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, let's know your horses.
He's like, thank God, I get to be in another Spider-Man movie.
So we see.
He's like, I haven't had a job in years.
Finally, the Papa John name will be known.
Because I've never seen that
That's
guy
what I'm saying,
anywhere else. Fucking Papa John's, go ahead.
Well, actually, he plays. I don't
What was the burglar's name? That's
Michael
his name?
Papa John. No, I think his name was just Burglar.
Oh, okay, I thought literally his name was Papa John's.
His name is Carjacker. He's credited as Carjacker.
Damn, they even
Carjack Malone.
Yeah, some speaking roles too.
Yeah, they give fucking Bonesaw a last name McGraw, and they don't give this guy one. So we see
Bonesaw McGraw.
That's good though. Bonesaw McGraw is good.
So he sees that this guy, he sees who the guy is, and then he remembers that he let him go from the money stolen. Guy gets his hand broken because he tries to shoot him. Then he trips out of the window to his death. Peter escapes the cops and cuts him on the statue, all sweet, crying. Like, what? That statue is like a panther. Is that what it's supposed to be?
I don't.
What statue?
He's like sitting on that statue that's been used in like the multiverse movie too.
Oh, that's a gargoyle. No,
is it a gargoyle?
I think it's a gargoyle. That's like a big thing in like
movies.
In a lot of those like things. I don't know. I just thought.
I feel like it always
because it comes out in the Spider-Verse. It comes out in like.
Well, I feel like it's just a New York thing.
It comes out in
a lot of those buildings are like that style.
Yeah, because I think those gargoyles are supposed to protect. It's like a religious, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Heaven be thy name. We cut to him back home where he and May hug, and she cries, tears, bro. So now we cut to the general being shown a test about some exoskeleton something suit. He's talking to some guys like, nothing would please me more to put Norman Osborne out of business. And then Captain Curtis, the best pilot in the game, is blown. He's blown up by a laughing bomb. He's all, oh my god!
You see the green laser?
Yeah, you see the Goblin appears. Yeah. General screams, and they're all blown to bits.
Dude, hold on.
And I like this little transition that they do. Like as everything explodes, it turns into the graduation hats. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna ask him. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, just when the when the old like white guys.
Yeah.
Like for some reason when they die in this movie, it's just funny. It's not like
super over the top.
Yeah, it's like over the top. Like when they shoot the bunker, they're like, ah! And their hair's all blowing.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like they have to oversell it because like they can't. What they're seeing is probably fucking all CGI or not even happening.
Oh,
they're adding it after, but he's
just
like
Captain Curtis, bro.
Goblin. Sorry, this is random. And going back to the over the top white, eventually Aunt May encounters the Green Goblin. We see that. And that scene, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's why I said, heaven be thy name.
Robbie!
We'll get that. You're jumping around too far, bro.
It's just this movie is like, I've always am like that with these fucking movies. There's so much going on. Go ahead.
It's like little things, yeah.
Yeah, so they're graduating.
Yep.
So Harry and Peter are talking, but interrupted by Norman. And he's like, you made it. Or no, Harry's like, you made it. He's all, it's not the first time I've been proven wrong. He's all,
backhanded compliment.
He's like, I want you to try to enjoy this. Commencement, the end of one thing, the start of something. We have a little cut of Harry seeing Flash breaking up, and she's like giving him back a ring. I think he tried to propose. Is that what it is?
Was it a proposal or like a promise ring?
I don't know.
I was thinking promise ring or something.
Promise rings didn't exist back in the day.
I thought it was like his like, you know when you graduate, some dudes have like varsity crap.
Or maybe.
I thought it was like a varsity ring or something like that.
Oh, they look old enough to marry though, bro. I'll tell you that much. Can we say one thing though? Kristen Dunst in the movie though, looking beautiful.
Yeah, she looks pretty good. She looks good. She looks good.
Looks way different than the second movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Less bra in this one, I feel like.
Less bra?
Because you can see her nipples a lot in this one.
Yeah, you're right.
Sure. No, in the second one too, Loki.
I don't remember.
Loki?
At the end of the second, okay.
So Norman's like, you're like a brother to Harry.
That little stop. Continue, please.
So that makes you family, and if you ever need anything, just give me a call.
Can I have $1,000?
He's a nice guy. Can I have a lot of money? So we cut to Pete and May at home. Peter yet again doesn't want his bite. It's night and Pete is crying, and then May walked in to comfort him. He's like, I missed him a lot today. It's like, he tried to tell me something important. I threw it in his face. And he feels bad, which he should. And he's like, you loved him and he loved you. He never doubted the man you grow into. How you were meant for great things. You won't disappoint him. And then it goes back in the costume mode.
Hey, you've been like, just hitting some
Aunt May,
Aunt
May just used for just quotes.
And then again,
you know what I'm saying?
Like
and then again, that's when that part comes in and he hears in the background with great responsibility comes great responsibilities. Remember that beat. Remember that.
Like what?
It's weird. Like it's weird how it does that. So that's when we cut to that. This is when we get a bunch of.
You must have really wanted him to remember it. You know what I mean?
Starts fighting crime. This is the beginning of what we know as Spider-Man.
Then he starts, he has a sweet new suit. I don't even know how he made that thing. And I really love the random snippets of the people talking because it feels like feels like real people. He's this is not a man. My brother saw him building a nest at the Lincoln Center Fountain or something.
That lady that goes like, he's also a guy with 8 arms. Sounds hot.
He stinks and I hate him. He's just like a random guy in a truck.
First, it shows all the people that like him.
What about that guy with the hot dog? I forgot what the hell he says. Oh my god.
Well, I got a couple things. And he's like, and he goes, I think he's human. I think he's a man. Could be a woman, some random lady. And then, another spree stops. And then this guy's like, opens up his hands and ropes come out and climbs up the ropes like a spider web. He's like, the guy protects us. Protects the people. And then Al shows the hated the cops like some kind of freak on wackadoo or some shit, and that's like he stinks. I don't like him. But yeah, it's super sweet. And, the newspaper showing, and I really this part was really weird to me. They show the newspaper of Spider-Man, and like Peter comes up in the background, looks at the camera for a second, and then puts his mask on. Do you guys notice that?
Yeah.
So 2002.
Well, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's like
he looks directly in the camera.
Like he stops, like it's showing the thing, but he looks like all intense, like. They're talking about me, and then just puts on his mask. Like it's so bad.
Mm-hmm. And that's like he can hear it or something.
And then that guy with the 8 arms, and then the next lady's like, he has those tights and that tight little, and it cuts him off. And then
this is another montage. This is another montage that's fucking good.
And then you got the sweet guy, playing in the subway. Dude looks like a spider, looks like a bug. We should all give him one big hug. Look out! Here comes the Spider-Man.
That was Hosier, actually.
He actually did like a subway performance one time. That's what he's saying.
That's hilarious, though.
Take Spider-Man to church. He's on the gargoyles. That's right.
Hey, he said, "You want forgiveness? Find religion." That's Spider-Man 3, though.
That's
Spider-Man 3, though. Eddie Brock.
We ain't there yet, but I like it. I like where he said it.
You're way ahead, bro. You're way ahead.
I just want to say one thing because of this whole little scene. This reminds me of Spider-Man 2. At some point, we'll talk about it because we'll do it. But when like he saves all the architecture workers and all like the not
talking about the third one, second one.
I think it's the second one. It's when he's fixing. They're like they have like the building. They're building the buildings. Those dudes, and then he saves them, and they're all, "Oh, Spider-Man!"
Stupid.
But that's just what
I don't remember that scene.
Well, now you're gonna come back for the next episode.
So this is when we get an intro to J. Jonah Jameson, who is a sweet ass character. Who is Spider-Man? He's a criminal. That's who he is. A vigilante. A menace. What's he doing on my front page? And I like all this like little stuff is going on in between, like. The secretary.
J.K. Simmons is such a great
super
actor,
sweet.
Bro. Yeah, dude, imagine memorizing all his little lines.
I love they brought him back in Far From Home.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. A little cameo right there.
So he's like, and then his little friend that's always defending him. He's like, he pulled 6 people from that subway. Yeah, from a wreck. He probably, gosh, something goes wrong, and suddenly this creepy crawler's here. Looks like he's fleeing the scene. Trying to be as fast.
The wife's calling him.
The wife's online. He hangs up, and that assistant comes in. He's like, go away, come back, go away, like stupid shit like that. And then all of a sudden, like that, he's like, the guy tells him, we sold all our things out. And then that's when he changes his mind. Tomorrow morning, Spider-Man page 1 with a decent picture this time. He's like, we can get Julia Roberts' picture in a thong. We can certainly get pictures of this weirdo. Put an ad on the front page. Big money for a picture of Spider-Man. He doesn't want to be famous. I'll make him infamous. The way he like poses, like
cigar,
super cartoony, like super cartoony.
Yeah.
We cut to Peter running into MJ again. He's like, hey, and she's like, buzz off. But I think thought it was a heckler. This is where she's leaving the store, and then you get that sweet ass fucking the sweet diner guys all, hey MJ, that Enrique. Yep. I thought his name was Ernie. He's like, that register is $6 short. Next time that happens, I'm gonna take it out of your check. Excuse me, Miss Watson, I'm talking to you.
Yes, Enrique, I heard you.
He's all fucking chubby, just standing at the end.
He's like, yeah,
there's an apron on and shit.
Hey, what is the restaurant called? Like Moon Pie or something like that.
Yeah, I have it written.
Moon Dance. I don't know, but you can tell it's got to be owned by a fat, like greasy ass dude.
Moon Dance.
He's like, Miss Watson, you stealing my shit.
Hello, Dex. Just kidding. So he reveals to Pete. She reveals to Pete and Harry. No, that Harry and MJ are going out.
Dang,
he swooped in real quick, bro.
Bro code.
Swooped in real quick. He's
like, bro code.
And then Peter's like, and Harry doesn't leave on this little place I like to call, or live on this place I'd like to call Earth. He's trying to kill his game. And then he's like, let's get some lunch some evening. I'll come down and get some of your moon dance coffee. And I won't tell Harry. I won't.
Yeah.
Don't tell Harry.
Yeah.
So I won't. And then speaking of Harry.
Yeah, go.
We cut to him. Storm and Norman making his weekly inspection. This is in his apartment. Peter reveals he was fired from Dr. Connors. And like in my head, I was like, did I miss something? Did he go there? But I was thinking about the second one, I think.
Yeah.
And then, Norman's like, who's this mystery girl? When do I get to meet her? And, moving in too fast. But like I said, the time in this movie is like all over the place. Because for sure, all that spider shit he was doing had to be like a month or two or whatever.
It had been a while at that point.
Sure.
All that crime fighting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Norman offers this job to Peter, but he denies it. Says he wants to take photos and conveniently sees the ad that Jameson put up.
A man went on a job. I respect
that.
Work off your own steam.
And then so he sees that ad. So now we cut
he said it like back in the 90s.
No, I was going to say that. I was like, I don't know why I depicted him like that.
He's like, nah, you see.
You want to be in the big pictures, huh?
Yeah.
You want to be a star, don't you?
You want to be a star, don't you? So we cut to another crime taking place where the cameras are set up sweet. Foils the robbers, get some sweet camera action in the process. And now we cut to him showing Jameson the pictures that are really like unbelievable. Like if I was Jameson, I'd be like, this motherfucker's Spider-Man, bro.
Yeah.
There's no way he got these pictures. Him swinging in the air,
like
him climbing this roof.
obvious.
He's like, they're crap. Mega crap. I'll give you $200 for all of them. He's like, and then he ends up offering $300 because he knows they're good. Like,
Yeah.
He's
a good negotiator.
Right title. Hero or menace?
Peter questions him. He's like, you take the pictures. I come up with the headlines. Okay, is that okay with you? Goody. Then he takes off, and then he's like, Jameson gives him a job without giving him a job. He's like, maybe if you bring me more pictures of that clown, I'll take him off your hands for you. Whatever that means. Peter goes to the front desk, this is Elizabeth Banks. If you guys don't know, she's the little assistant. Goes in for his money. He's like, I'm Peter. I'm the photographer.
Dude, those two have always had this weird sexual tension. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it never really
goes
anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, the third one, there's a little song, but.
So we cut to Oscorp, and Norman is leading a board meeting. One of the members reveals that they're selling the company and tell Norman he is expected to resign. And please take it away.
But can I introduce? Please. It says costs are down, revenues are up. I forgot the rest.
That's why he's like, makes sense to sell. That's he's like, you're out.
He's on, costs are up. My revenues are down. Or something like that. He's on, oh, good news, wonderful news, Norman. That's why we're selling the company.
Dude, had to drop it on him like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And then like he goes, what? It's like he's like at that point he's just like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
We're doing great. And then he's all, yeah, we're selling the company. He's like, you've been taken out of the board.
You've been asked to resign.
And then he goes, you know how much I sacrificed?
He goes, but you can't do this to me.
Oh,
I started this company.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
And he goes, you know how much I sacrificed?
and then he does a smirk too.
He does
He does a little smirk.
Because he knows he's going to kill him.
Yes.
He knows.
So we're going to announce it after the Unity Day Festival, which we cut to it with the OG Macy Gray. Get down. Here comes the Spider-Man.
I don't like Macy Gray, to be honest with you.
I only know like one song, bro.
Yeah.
I never really.
I only know her from that.
She was the thing. She was the thing.
Yeah, she was in that time. Random side fact: one time, me and Lauren Tuckies, dude, we sang some Macy Gray, and it was a really random song. But she knows it, and she's all, we're singing it together. I forget what it was now, but it was like, she did the voice.
Yeah, it's probably this
good voice, though.
Run specific song.
Very, very specific voice.
Distinct, very distinct.
Very distinct. Thank you. That's better.
And I like the little floats at the festival.
Yeah,
like the little balloons. I like that.
Yeah, so we see Peter down there taking pictures and sees MJ and Harry where the rich people are. And Harry's talking. He's like, I wanted to impress my father. He loves black. She wore the wrong thing. Like, super dick. He's not good with the ladies.
He's just like his dad.
And she even denies denies his kiss. Somehow, Harry sees Peter all the way down there. He's like, oh, he's looking at me.
Yeah, they make eye contact, yeah.
And they walk away. And then that's when Peter senses something bad. They see a mysterious man flying in the distance. And everyone in class is, think it's part of the show. And he bombs the balcony. And you see a quick little Stan Lee, in the crowd. He's scared.
Yeah.
He's like,
taking the little kid away.
Yeah.
So MJ, of course, is about to fall. She's the damsel in distress for like everything in these movies all the time. Peter's running, flashing his costume for everyone to see. He's like, I remember that was like an iconic run he does.
Goblin throws Superman and shit at that point.
Goblin throws his bomb at the board of directors. Out am I! Now they're going to know the strangers, but before they can report, They're dead. They blow up and disintegrate. And I always thought it was a little creepy, but it's so poorly done how it looks like the skeletons.
I always thought it was cool as fuck.
I thought it was sick as fuck.
Really?
Like when they turn into skeletons.
Yeah.
How they turn into skeletons first
like
and then
Flash,
they fall. Yeah.
Grenade, you know.
Flash Thompson.
I like it. I like his little gadgets.
Harry gets knocked out and by a rock or some shit, and Goblin creeps on MJ. He's like, "Hello, my dear." And then he acts like he knew her, but he hasn't met her yet. Then Spider-Man comes to the rescue, and the glider, pops a balloon that starts to fall. And a typical trope in like a movie occurs where something is slowly falling and the person doesn't move. Because like that little kid's literally watching this balloon, and it's like taking at least like 10 seconds. Even Harry, Spider-Man's like, "Come on, move, kid." He's thinking everybody, what everybody's thinking. He saves him anyway, obviously.
I would have been in awe as a kid, dude. Looking at that shit coming down. Like, what am I gonna do?
I guess you get that state of shock, maybe, but still, it's like
fight or flight or freeze kind of situation.
Exactly. So Spider-Man goes to punch the Goblin, but he catches the punch. He's like, "Impressive!" The fight ensues as Goblin and Spider as they tries to save MJ. Spider-Man webs his face and breaks his glider and sends him flying. He's all, "We will meet again, Spider-Man." It's like such a cheesy,
so cheesy,
so comic booky
thing.
So like overall, like the movie is like very 2000, but like. That like there's some scenes that are so cheesy, like Power Rangers cheesy.
For sure,
you know what I mean? Like,
and he looks like a Power Ranger
Yeah.
character.
To be honest, though, I mean, all the dialogue is very like cheesy,
over the top.
You know what I mean? It's like super comic booky.
Oh,
you
like,
know what I mean?
Well,
but that's part of the reason why it's good. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I
fuck with it.
It's you fuck with it for its time as well. You know what I mean? It's a detriment to its time as well. One of my favorite scenes is we'll get into is when Spider-Man's all fucked up. He's like gassed up. By him, and then he's having a conversation with him, telling him about how people are gonna feel about him. But I love that. Like I love that how they talk.
We'll get there. Peter ends up saving MJ.
Get there!
And they zip away to the safety in a sweet little garden. He's like, "Well, beats the subway. Don't mind us. She just needed to use the elevator." And she like goes to take off. He's like, "Wait, who are you?" Like she thinks she's
why
gonna,
would
like,
she ask that? Yeah, that's
he's
what
like, "You know who I am. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man." And he zips and flies away. Cut to Harry on the phone with MJ. "Incredible. What do you mean he's incredible?" And then Peter peeks his head in the background. And he's like, "I want to buy you something because I want to. It'll make you feel better." "And what do you mean incredible?" Like, he's all fucking like super skeptical. Like, that's so weird. Like,
jealous,
says,
man.
"I want to buy you something." Like, and he's like,
I think he told her, "I want to buy you a black snake just to go around the neck."
Dude, yeah, like him saying those lines and stuff. It also made me realize he was more of an asshole than I remembered.
Oh yeah, he's a dick.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
who's more of a dick, him or Flash? Who's flashing more Flash? You know what I'm saying?
He was a little shady. You know what I'm saying? Sketchy.
So, and then Harry's like, "Sorry, Pete. It's just I'm crazy about her. You just never made a move." And then fucking dickhead. Cut to Norman's house, fixing himself a whiskey. And he hears the laugh again. "Somebody there? There's a somebody. Don't play innocent with me."
I want to say a quote when he says,
"You've known all along." He cut me off for when he says, "You've known all along." He's all, "Where are you?"
Hold on, right here. Follow the cold shiver running down your spine.
He's like, "Look at the masks right there." And then Norman's tripping out on these masks. Bad time to own all those masks. Looks in the mirror where he sees the Goblin, and and he's walking towards each other all sweet. He's like, "What do you want?" He's all, "To do what you want, to say what you can, to remove those in your way." So the board members you killed. He's all, "The board members, you killed them." And he's like, "We killed them, remember? Your little accident in the laboratory." He's like, "Performance enhancers. Bingo. Me, your greatest creation. Bringing you what you always wanted. Power beyond your wildest dreams. And it's only the beginning. There's only one who can stop us. Or imagine if he joined us."
This is a classic scene of this movie.
Yeah.
One of those like
him
iconic.
descending into madness, bro.
Yeah.
He does such a great job, dude. Like
I really kind of
I give him so much praise about it, but god damn, like the way he like goes back and forth between two dialogues, and it's all one take of him doing. Yeah. Like I think I saw the behind the scenes of it, and you see how they they're filming him, and dude, it's so fucking sick. I was like, God.
No, and then badass. Like it shows him talking to the mirror first, and then it cuts to him talking to him.
Yeah.
But it's just close-ups of his face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I like how they transitioned from the mirror into he's just talking to himself.
It's so sick.
But it's like two different people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we cut back to the Bugle. Jameson's already talking shit. "The Green Goblin. You like that? Made it up myself. Copyright the name. I want a quarter every time somebody says it." And then, Jameson, he's talking shit on these guys, and Peter's like, "That's slander." He's all, "Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel." And then Peter's like, "You don't trust anyone." He's like, "Trust my barber. What are you, his lawyer?" And isn't it like isn't it the reason Jameson hates like masked people is because like his wife was like murdered at his wedding or something like that? Like that's what I remember.
That's like a comic.
No, that's a different thing. Yeah.
Is that a different thing?
Yeah, because like in this movie, she's alive.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, that's true.
Because then later on he says when the son's getting married. When the son's getting married, he's like he's all if this is costing me any more money, she can pick the pixies off my grave or something, right. Or the daisies. I mean, off my grave. So she's alive in this.
That's true. Goblin busts into the office. Jameson, you swine! Who's the photographer who takes the picture of Spider-Man? You know, Jameson actually doesn't rat him out. You know, he's
I noticed that. Yeah,
I don't know if this thing comes in the mail.
And then Spider-Man comes to save his ass, but Jameson still accuses him. Spider-Man, I knew you two were in this together. And then it's like,
one of his sweet-ass quips.
Hey, kiddo, let mom and dad talk to each other, will ya? And that's when Goblin sleep powders his ass, and Spider-Man is paralyzed. Temporarily. And tries to get him to the dark side.
Roofie Colada.
And this is when he starts talking to him. He's like, they love to see a hero fail. Fall. Like, he says it weird. Like, fall. Yeah. He says fail, fall. You notice that?
Yeah, because I think it's
Did he fuck up?
I don't know. I always assumed that it was because he was hearing the two words together because he was fucked up.
Yeah.
That's why. You know what I mean? Because he said fall and fail.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. That's why I've always assumed, but I'm like,
He's all, in spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they'll hate you. Think about it, hero. You know, he wants to go to the sign. And it's crazy because, like, you know, that thing, you know, obviously in like the Dark Knight, you know, you live long enough to be the hero, you become the villain. I mean, like, it's true, you know, like people, not everyone agrees with what they're doing. So we cut to the next day, and Jameson had printed some papers. He wants Spider-Man arrested. And if you notice the little side headline, it says Jameson braved the attack. It's so stupid. Like a quick little shows his face all sweet. We cut to Peter running after MJ, creepy again, revealing that MJ didn't do so great on her audition. You should have done better on your damn audition. Peter offers her a cheeseburger. And she's like, I would love that, but I'm going to dinner with Harry. So you guys should come. Like, I was gonna invite. That's awkward, bro. And it's super another awkward. So, well, I better run, Tiger. That's when it starts. But little does she know he's a fighter. She walks away, and these two dudes start to follow her. Spider-Man follows as well.
Oh my god!
Literally barking.
This is an intense little scene.
No, they go.
MJ's surrounded by these barking dudes, and Spider-Man saves the day. You know, and then somehow his mask came out. You know, I don't even remember how that happened.
So this is random, but me and Sang, because like before me and you were gonna do this podcast, me and him for like a month or so, we were always talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this scene, and he's like, "What do you think was happening?" Because it's kind of a kid's movie, and he's I was like, "I think they're gonna rape her."
Oh yeah,
like, they're not stealing anything; they're gonna rape her.
Yeah.
But they don't reveal that. So she's wearing a skimpy ass. Like here, she's still in her diner clothes. It's skimpy, but yeah, they're
like
definitely.
She has like
Yeah, it's weird. So he fights with the mask off, but good thing it's so dark she can't see his face. And that's when he gets his mask, and then this iconic scene occurs. The upside down kiss. And it's kind of an intense. Classic. She like kisses him really passionate.
Yeah.
Like, and it's
great.
It's
a
stranger.
Harry?
I love the way he escapes into the alley before he does the kiss.
Oh yeah, he
goes to the side. Like it's really cool.
Sweet.
Do you think she has some kind of idea? Like maybe Peter
no.
has some.
Well, I remember there's like a key word he says, and I like kind of like,
oh, he says, I was just in the neighborhood.
Yeah, something like that.
And she was like, huh?
That sounds strange.
There's a little
takes off his pants next. I'm just kidding.
And then that was Toby. That's where he won Tobey Maguire's
Best Kiss
MTV
Award.
Best Kiss Award.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's real. Is that real?
I think it was.
It did happen. Yeah.
So
there was an award like that.
Yeah, of course.
Because MTV was stupid, bro.
They had a bunch of stupid ass.
Or it may have been Kids' Choice.
I don't know.
I don't know. Kids' Choice.
Anyway. So we cut to the fire going down, and some lady's baby's in. Spider-Man saves the day. Cops come to arrest him, but they hear someone else is up there. But that lady's even like super like, my baby.
She looked a little too old to have a kid.
Damn.
No, I always thought that when I was young. Yeah, she looked a little old to have like a little baby.
Yeah, and then she's like,
it's a miracle.
Yeah, like weird. Like they zoom into her face. Yeah. And then he's like, and the chief's like, I'll be here when you come back. He's like, not coming back, chief. And then so he goes in and starts chasing this old lady. And this part kind of creeped me out a little bit because like the way it's like the way she's like, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Where are you?
And then he's like, yeah, pathetically predictable because it's the
that's
Goblin.
A good line.
Oh, that's an iconic yell or a scream, yeah?
Yep.
That's like iconic. Like it's like in a lot of movies.
Not the Wilhelm.
Yeah,
it's like the Wilhelm, yeah.
That's like the 6th jump scare of the movie too.
Yeah,
it's scary.
Yeah, they get into it.
And then
I don't know why I did it like a fucking rooster, but
that scared me the most when I was young. That when she's in the burning building, or the Green Goblin is in the burning building, and she turns around and shit.
So he's like, it's you who's out, Gobby, out of your mind. Then he dodges little pumpkin flyers, all sweet, and he's cut by one, but he manages to escape. And Goblin's like, "No one says no to me." So now we cut to the Norman in the elevator. His eyes are all fucked up. He's like, he looks pissed.
Oh, I love that.
May, MJ, Harry are preparing Thanksgiving dinner. But where's Peter? Swinging in, of course. They hear something upstairs. It's like, how strange. There's nobody here. When they're like up there looking around, they're like, oh, because they thought it was Peter. But Peter's hiding on the ceiling because he's still in the spider outfit. Blood begins to fall and almost hits Norm. Norman still hears the drop, though. Got the ears like a goblin. He suspects something sketch, looks up. There's nothing there.
Yeah, I love that scene.
He's swift.
I love that scene. When, it's like shitty CGI, but the drop of blood hitting that
little
tight, that little noise, and then he freaking turns around from that little drop, and I'm like, damn, I fuck with that scene.
Spider.
I thought that he got suspicious a little too early, though. To be honest, in the game,
I thought it was a perfect.
But by this time, it was already like
because this is already the end
well
of the movie.
Into the movie, bro. Yeah.
No, it is, but I'm saying like in a realistic point of view, like him getting suspect of
He's
Peter.
Smart.
It's like
but like there's like two like in Spider-Man universe kind of movies like this one iconically is I love how he finds out about him during that Thanksgiving dinner, and also like Tom Holland Spider-Man when like he's talking to the Vulture, and then those are great scenes of characters like finding out.
Yeah.
Because you're like, shit, this is my enemy. This is my enemy, they know.
So Peter comes in. He's like, sorry, I'm late, everyone. I had to beat an old lady with a stick to get this cranberry sauce. I was like, ha.
He rehearsed that shit.
And then I like how Norman's about to get the little food, and fucking MJ slaps her, and he looks at her all super intense. And the music's like,
licks his fingers.
And then May points out that Peter is bleeding, and Norman's like, recognizes it, questions it. And he's like, oh, a bike messenger hit me with, blah, how crazy they are. And he's like, Norman leaves abruptly, and that's when Harry's like, where are you going? He's like, something has come to my attention. Harry chases him out. He's like, I really wanted you to meet MJ. He's like, you think a woman like that is sniffing around because she likes your personality? They're all beautiful until they're all snarling after your trust fund like ravaging wolves. He's fucking crazy. And everyone just hears him like legit perfect.
He says, do what you need with Oh, wait, hold up. Do what you need to do with her, then broom her fast.
Yeah. Like,
slams the gate.
Did he mean like just bang her and go? Is that what
I'm pretty sure that's what he meant.
He's a sick man.
Yeah, that's the Green Goblin.
And then, Harry comes in. He's like, thanks for sticking up for me, Harry. MJ's pissed. He's like, if I'm lucky, I'll become half the man he is. So you just shut your mouth about things you don't understand.
Inappropriate time, bro.
Great Thanksgiving. It wouldn't be a good Thanksgiving if there was no fights. So we cut to Norman.
Harry fucking up.
So we cut to Norman and the Goblin are arguing. And Goblin says to get Parker. He's like, I can't. And he's like, instruct him in the matters of suffering and pain. He's like, attack the heart. Attack the heart. Like,
tell me how.
And then that's when Norm like fully falls into the Goblin role, bro. Like falls to his knees and like praises it. So we cut to May praying. And that's when the Goblin busts in. And he's like, she's doing, the she's like, our Father who art in heaven. And then he's like, finish it. She's like, finish it. So now,
dude, eighth jump scare right there.
That's a big ass explosion.
Yeah.
So May's in the hospital. She's like, those eyes, those horrible yellow eyes. She's all tripping out. It's kind of cheesy.
Not needed. Yeah,
not needed at all. But gives Peter that piece of information that he needed to know, and that's when he realizes, oh, it's the Goblin. So MJ,
what else was he gonna think? Like the fucking half the house blew up.
I know.
Like who else would it be that attacked him? It was like
that spider's come back to kill me.
Like you know what I mean? Like why did he need to hear that? Oh, it was this yellow, yellow-eyed fucking dick, dude. It just like. Come on.
Yeah, they never tell you what the aftermath of the house was.
But
either,
even
right?
though he's like, he knows who I am. Like
they keep the house because they have it.
I think in the next one it shows like.
Oh no, she ends up
right?
moving out. Remember, she goes to an apartment or some bullshit. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
he is. Yeah, she is.
So MJ comes to
she's like
in the second one.
Yeah, she's all. Listen, shit. Like,
MJ comes to visit.
Come on.
And MJ comes to visit and realizes she's in love with someone else, and obviously it's Spider-Man. And Peter's like, "Well, he's extremely cool," and he tells her he knows Spider. She gets all giddy. She's like, does he talk about me? And I'm going to go into this how he says this. He goes, he's like, oh yeah, I told him. And he's like, what'd you say? And he's like, I said, Spider-Man, great thing about MJ is when you look in her eyes and she's looking back in yours, everything feels not quite normal because you feel stronger and weaker at the same time. You feel excited and at the same time terrified. The truth is, you don't know what you feel, except you know what man you want to be. It's as if you reached the unreachable and you weren't ready. he's got some game. That was like deep, bro.
Hey,
and May is like, May like peeking at her. She's like, those
eyes. Line right there.
She's like,
she's like, oh,
you know what's funny about how he just that's off the top of his dome, right?
Yeah.
That's freestyle. But like,
I wonder
in the
how
second
Spider-Man
movie,
responded to that.
You know,
right.
You know,
he learns poetry in the second movie.
Yeah, what if he goes?
You know what I'm saying?
What if
he's a photographer, a poet?
Dude, what if no? What if like at that point he says that and then she like her response would have been like, well, what did he say?
I know.
You know, because I don't care what you said.
That's fucking dumb.
That's fucking dumb.
So she
he's
grabs,
like, wow,
so
Peter,
at that point she realized that he has the feelings for her, and that's when he grabs his hand, and Harry walks in all pissed like. Wouldn't Harry be like, oh, he's just comforting a guy, he's having it rough, but Harry takes it wrong. He cuts to him walking in his house, pissed off. Here's the Goblin Man, and Harry tells him he was right about MJ, and she's loving Pete, and he's like, Peter, and then Norman tells Harry he's going to make it up to him for everything he has fell short of, because he hasn't been there as a father. He's like, oh, don't worry.
You know what I fuck with about that scene is that it was supposed to be a touching moment between like father and son. But the music in that scene, it was just like real daunting.
Totally changes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, changes the whole mood of.
So we cut to Pete and May back at the hospital. She tells him to go home because everything is good. She's like, I'm safe here, but like, not really. He can still blow that shit up. And then he's like, you're in college. Like again, this movie is just flying by. She's like, you're not Superman, I remember that in the trailer for this movie when they said that, and he like at the end he's like, like all stupid. He's like.
The trailer for this movie is like ding 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 ding. You guys don't remember it really well?
Never seen the trailer.
You should watch that shit. It has like a little weird like tick. It has like that song. I don't know if you guys ever heard the Christmas song. It goes din 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 din. But at one point during that song, it goes din 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 din. Like it does like a little clock.
Sweet.
And they use that little part in that movie. I don't know. It's fucking weird.
So
trailers were different around that time.
So she started, I know. They started talking about. So May starts talking about the first time she saw her, and she's like, "I remember you grabbed my hand. You're like, Aunt May, is that an angel?" He's talking about the first time Horny Peter saw MJ, and he's like, "Oh, he said that," and then he then realized that MJ may be in danger because the Goblin answers the phone because he worries that he's like, "Oh, wait a minute, like, he's attacking the people I love, And then, Goblin's like, can Spider-Man come out to play? And then so we cut to MJ on top of the bridge and Goblin fucking with her. And he's fucking with some people in a cable car. He's all, the itchy bitchy spider came up a water spout. Down came the Goblin and took the Goblin out. Can I say something? I had the toys of the Spider-Man and the Goblin Spider. Dude, that shit was sick.
Yeah.
So
dope.
Spider-Man shows up to save
the games are dope as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
The Spider-Man games?
Remember the OG one, dude? Where you couldn't even touch the floor. It's all
PlayStation 1, dude.
Yeah.
I remember playing that.
And then Goblin, he's like, some fools are heroes because you never know when a lunatic will show up with a sadistic choice. Let die the woman you love or suffer the little children. He's holding both of them. Lets them both go, see if he can do both. And he ends up getting both. He does it.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys like, he's not going to make it. And like, these dudes are on the boat, like, hold on, Spider-Man, like, we're coming to save you. Like, they're gonna fucking put this cable car on this boat. Good thing it was there. He's like, he's not gonna make it. And the other guy's like, he's gonna make it. It's such a stupid scene. And then we see the crowd start throwing shit at the Goblin to help Spider-Man. He's like, leave Spider-Man alone. You're gonna pick on a guy trying to save some kids. And then some other guy's like, I got something for you, ass. You mess with Spider, you mess with the New York. And you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Like, they're like super over the top.
Spider-Man! Yeah, I'm telling you, New York, they're good.
No, fun fact, they added this scene because
New York is strong.
No, but yes, that is a reason because after the terrorist attacks in 2001, they wanted to show like the unity.
Oh, that's awesome! I didn't even think of that.
And you're just making fun of it.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking.
We're strong in New York here. We're strong. We take you out, Spider-Man. Sorry, go ahead.
Yo, there's probably somebody in New York with that exact voice.
I don't doubt it. I watch a lot of movies. That's why.
Hey, Donnie.
He's like, hey, Donnie, we need to see Spider-Man.
That's a good voice right there.
So while this is happening, the cable car and MJ land safely on the boat. The guy's like, yeah, the guy on the boat. But Goblin grabs Spider-Man and tosses him into some cemetery or some weird, like, I don't know what it is. Like, weird
I thought it was
walls.
A cemetery, dude.
That's what I thought.
Just an abandoned warehouse with like vegetation growing out of it.
It's strange. Yeah, it's very strange.
Random brick walls. You know what I mean?
So the Goblin bomb explodes and half of Peter's fat mask burns off. And fun fact, I had that toy with that changeable face.
Same. I had that as well. I had that one too.
Dude,
and I like the way there's one thing about Green Goblin's like gadgets. those look fucking sick. Like the way they designed like the Green Goblin suit and his little bombs and shit. Yeah,
those took so for a lot right now, dude.
He's all misery. That's what you have chosen. You know, Spider-Man's getting his ass beat. He's all, you spun your last web, Spider-Man. And he's like, I'm gonna finish her nice and slow. MJ and I, we're gonna have a hell of a time. It's a little freaky. So that bugs Spider-Man. Bugs, get it? And turns the tables and he drops a wall and the Goblin starts to just beat his ass up. And and then Goblin reveals who he is after he's finally getting his ass beat. He's all, Peter, stop! It's me. The Goblin killed. I had nothing to do with it. Norman's trying to plead for his life, but low key he's about to kill Spider-Man from behind.
Snaky.
He's all, thank God to you. Give me a hand. Believe in me as I believed in you. I was like your father to you. Be a son to me now. And he's like, I had a father. His name was Ben Parker. But he didn't have to do with the Goblin. Like that wasn't the Goblin's fault that Ben died.
They just needed dialogue.
And he's all, Godspeed, Spider-Man. Like says it all creepy.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Like super serious.
Like
and the
stone cold face.
Goblin unleashes his glider, but Spider-Man of course dodges it, and he starts to die.
Hold on, can I say this one?
Yes.
Okay, he goes boom. The glider hits him.
Yeah.
Right. He goes, and then the blood's coming out of his mouth. He says, Peter, don't die.
The funny thing is, I remember my theater cracking up at that scene.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, like everyone was
that's so
laughing.
funny.
Like they're like, what? Like it was so poorly done. Like
that's crazy because, and I remember in my theater, people were like, oh, wow, that's crazy. That's cool. That's different crowd, different strokes.
It's the way he drops so suddenly.
It's weird because for some reason I remember him dropping, but then getting back up to say that. But he didn't do it. That's why I was just like, that's why I thought it was so funny.
Can I say something really random?
Yes.
Off the third one. Or I believe the third one. He dies by his own glider or whatever, and the stupid Alfred guy. He goes, I'm sorry, I have to bring this in because I have to. Because he goes, we'll talk about it more when we do the actual episode. But he's all, yes. He's all, your father died from his own wounds from his glider when I was cleaning over some shit. I was like,
when I was cleaning his wounds.
So
the longest lines he's had.
It took him that long to think about it. But anyway,
to tell him.
So Peter, drops off Norman's body without the suit. He didn't want Harry to know that he was the Goblin.
And you hear the,
and then Harry's like, what have you done? What have you done? But Spider-Man leaves before he pulls his gun out. So now we cut to Norman.
Sweet-ass song, yeah.
So we cut to Norman's funeral. He's like, I didn't lose him. He was stolen from me. One day, Spider-Man will pay. And he's all, thank God for you, Peter. You're the only family I had. Birth of little Goblin Jr. Gonna cry.
That's we keep fast forwarding, bro.
So then Peter, MJ like comes up and like, he's like, no matter what I do, no matter how hard I try, the ones I love will always be the ones who pay. And MJ's kind of revealing she was thinking of Peter when she was in danger, like I'll never be able to see you again. Only one man who's always been there for me. She's right. I finally realizes it. So the truth is, I love you. I love you so much, Peter. And they kiss, but it was kind of a weird like love reveal, kind of strangely done. But Peter says he can't tell her everything because he doesn't want. He keeps her safe. Little does she know. He's like, I'll always be your friend. The original friend zone.
That's the only thing.
But she's always in friend zone. Exactly. It's good though. It's good. And then he walks away, and MJ grabs her lips like she just remembered something, like a specific kiss. He's like, can you kiss me upside down? He's like, so he's walking away. He's like, whatever life holds in store for me, I will never forget these words. With great power comes great responsibility. This is my gift, my curse. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man. And then he shows him webbing around all sweet. And I feel like every Spider-Man movie has ended this way.
Yeah, I think that's
even
the
games.
Yeah.
And then
I remember that beat. Remember that.
And then it ends. And for some reason, I thought there was a secret scene. And I fucking fast forwarded.
This isn't this isn't the Avengers, bro.
This is that OG.
This is like when none of that was a thing. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, this is the first. Other than the X-Men, it's like the first like universe
kind of Marvel,
movie.
Like, but there wasn't Marvel because it was Sony.
Yeah, it was still Sony. Sony had bought that off and everything.
X-Men was still good though.
I like the X-Men movies. I fucked with those two.
So that concludes Spider-Man. Sang, are you familiar with our rating system?
Yes.
It, love it, rewind. Let me hear it from you.
Like it, love it, rewind. I mean, this is easy. Rewind.
Oh, rewind.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No, because here's the thing. This is a personal movie. You know what I mean? A personal, nostalgic movie that this is like literally me and my brother would like act out the scenes when we were kids. Like first English speaking movie that I remember watching like this. Because of that, I'm always gonna have love for this trilogy. You know what I mean? Is it the best like written movie? And is it like, you know, objectively? You know, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that up to everyone else, but I don't know. Yeah, rewind it.
Okay. It's a reminder for me too. And I was actually saying like before I said this was a movie I loved because I don't watch this like every year. But actually I have been. I didn't think I did, really? But I always put it on the background and it's such a good movie that I can just hear it and I know what's going on in the back.
Yeah.
Like I could already visualize the scenes. That's how much I've watched this movie. And I wanted to get into this because like but I know we're running short on time a little bit here, but
all right.
No, you're fine. But like when I was a kid, my brother, I forget how old I was when this movie came out, but I saw the movie trailer, would watch it every day. He ended up He ended up ripping it off the internet, putting it on a DVD, giving it to him for me for my birthday.
Oh,
the trailer,
shit.
just the trailer.
Damn, bro.
And I would watch the trailer every day as a kid.
No wonder you knew the music and shit.
Yeah, because I would love it because it was I was so excited, dude.
That's classic.
Dude, I was excited. I was ecstatic to watch this movie. And I saw. Oh yeah, but yeah, go.
Ecstatic.
So, what's your rating, Lex? What do you feel?
I'm gonna go with the love it. I know. I'm sorry. Like I don't want, but
don't apologize.
I haven't seen this movie. I haven't seen this movie in forever, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, but I don't see myself watching it a lot, like a couple times, like more and more, because you know there's so many other ones that I enjoy as much. But this is the classic movie. It would go to the kind of it's on the edge of that rewinded on the fence, bro.
Yeah, I would say Spider-Man 2 for me is better. Like.
Spider-Man's like one of the staple movies, superheroes. It's one of those top, like really good.
It was such a better script.
Superhero, yeah.
Yeah, it was such a better
villain,
script and everything.
More thought, written out villain. We can talk about that later. But
I like the way the characters are fleshed out overall in these movies.
Yeah.
Obviously,
and
1 and 2 are
Eddie Brock, one of the best.
Yeah. I was gonna say except 3, but I mean,
let's go back to what we were talking about in the beginning. Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, or Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I really love Tom Holland, the new one, because he's a kid playing the kid role really well, and they write his lines well, and he's got the quips, and I think it's really well done. So I would rank him as the best, but obviously Tobey's the OG.
Honestly, I feel the same way as well. I Tom Holland does the best of both. Andrew Garfield does the best Spider-Man, and Tobey Maguire does the best Peter, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, people have a different, but that it usually
it's always kind of that way.
Yeah, usually you kind of are going to perceive a character depending on how you were raised with what you were watching with that. Because I was really into the '90s Spider-Man cartoon. You know what I mean? And that's how I imagined Spider-Man would be. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is Spider-Man. You know what I mean? This is Peter Parker. You know what
I mean?
Those wait, hold up though. Those cartoons. That Peter Parker was like an older dude.
Yeah, he was
right.
Older,
yeah, he was like a more serious dude.
Yeah, he was serious.
Yeah, so I remember those. But I'm gonna have to agree with you guys.
Yeah.
Tom Holland, best Spider-Man. Just like you guys said, he like embodies the role of Peter Parker more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
And then there's the games that that's way far different.
I mean, that's
the
another thing.
Like the new ones are fucking sweet. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, did I cut you off? Okay. So let me just bring in our new segment that we're doing with the bad reviews. So let me just read this really 1-star review on IMDb. The title is Tobey Maguire Dead? Aside from the total lack of a believable plot, I wonder how Tobey Maguire managed to get through the entire movie while actually deceased. To expect us to believe that he would just accept the spider bite from a super spider and not tell anyone is just asking way too much from anyone who has an IQ of at least 75. Also, Tobey's lack of enthusiasm is very contagious even to the audience. I wish that I were dead myself as he relayed to the fake Red what he had told Spider-Man about her. By the time he was done with his monologue, I was ready to go ask the theater management for my money back. As the credits began rolling, many began to clap and cheer for the movie. At this point, I was helpless to hold back any longer as I yelled to the crowd, "Did you people actually see the same movie I just did?" That's the end of it.
Oh my God.
This guy hated this movie.
It was a guy?
Oh, I don't know.
For some reason, I was thinking it was
Chuck 244.
These are one of those guys, bro. Real edgelord. Like, he wants to have the hot take. You know what I mean? He wants to go against the grain, I feel like. You know what I mean? It's like, if it was a bad movie, then it was a bad movie. Just say it was a bad movie.
Exactly.
But
he was just like, he was personally attacking.
Yeah, he was bitter about
it. See, that's the thing about, like, I always say this about these reviews, bro. It's like a lot of these movies are like, you're going to get what you're going to get. Like, this is a comic dumb kind of
what you see is what
movie.
You get.
Exactly. Like you're not gonna go to this movie and see like fucking Casablanca. You know what I mean? Some like classic shit.
Well, let me tell you about a review about that movie. No, I'm kidding.
Casablanca is the one we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's
I think
it's
there's
crazy.
3 versions.
Well, let's go.
That's kind of sad. But I mean, Tobey Maguire's not the strongest actor. But,
he's not, but
it's still like
wasn't
he's an iconic one. I apologize for the dog barking in the background if that picked up.
Let's hope it didn't. But
so
we call that Spider Dog.
So that was Spider-Man. I would. This was a successful guest intro. Thank you so much for being on here. It was fun. It's a good time. Ernie finally talked a little more. Just kidding.
You know what's funny is I always talk. He just he hits me when I'm trying to talk.
Okay.
I do.
Peter and MJ situation.
Don't scratch the leather. Don't scratch the leather.
No, it's a Peter and Flash. I mean, MJ and Flash.
MJ and Flash right now? Okay.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts?
No, I had a great time. And honestly, hopefully this episode does really well because if it does, you'll get more.
We'll get more.
No.
And also look out for the next TikTok that me and Ernie are going to do from a
right.
Spider-Man movie. It's coming soon. We already did one.
We did the Mr. Aziz.
We did the go.
Yeah. Also, check out Sang's clothing dead weight.
Oh, that's right.
That's a little.
That. Yeah, it's at Deadweight Industries.
He's the CEO. I'm just kidding.
Where can they follow you as well on
where can we find
social medias? What's your Twitter handle?
The medias. My Twitter handle is JeffreyKang54. Same with my Instagram account.
What about
Deadweight? Is at Deadweight Industries on Instagram.
That's awesome. All right.
Awesome. Yes, check that out. Good stuff. Good stuff. Once again, we are Quotables Cast on Instagram and Twitter. That is all. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Take us out. Out am I?
Should edit that in. Out am I?